Completing the base level character 0 damage run on Dark Souls Remastered was definitely the hardest any % challenge I've ever done. That is it, my friend. Following that, I thought it would be cool to absolutely break the game and use something I've never tried in a challenge like this: Sorcery. This run is sponsored by Big Hat Logan and Griggs, allowing us to access spells like Soul Spear, Homing Soul Mass, and their Crystal Magic variants later on. Combining this with the Bellowing Dragoncrest Ring and the Crown of Dusk makes for unbelievable damage that allowed me to pull off my first ever one-shot on a boss fight in a Souls game. That was awesome. This challenge took just under a week to complete, and though it wasn't easy to take 0 hits the whole game, it definitely is the most broken way. Since Red Tearstone is needed for big damage, I went with the 0 hit run rules, which means no damage or staggers from enemies, but environmental fall damage and status effects are okay. Also, I didn't use the Duke Skip that I prefer to use in 0 damage runs, as part of the classic 0 hit run rule set. If you want to see runs like this live, I stream them both on my Twitch channel and the YouTube channel, so make sure to be subscribed to both. All right, I guess we're going for it. Let's do it. You're Harry Wizard. You're Harry Wiz. Oh, wait, we have to make him hairy, though. Parted long, and then color's got to be white. Silver, okay. Viewers do get notified when you're actively live. Viewers don't get notified second time and if you enlist, okay. Okay, that's cool, Galaxy. Thank you for letting me know that. Timer. And then, ooh, counter on the screen. Here's my counter. Wait a second. It's not that, it's not that. Where did we put it? There we go. There's the counter.
Are locked away.
No, don't be locked away. Let's escape. You just beat DS2 an hour ago. It's certainly a game swamp. Did you do everything in the game, or the DLC at least? Or was it just like a base playthrough for DS2? Trying to think of any other issues we had on this when we were doing it before. The areas. Basically, I was taking this like so seriously. The pressure I was putting on myself for it last week to get it by the end of the week probably made it a little bit worse. So just gonna be try to be a little bit more chill on this one. Also, I mean, we only really did it for like what, 5 days, with the first 2 or 3 not even really being that good. Regrettably, your decision is to take my orange juice and the key. How dare you? Oh no. I have died because I gave away my OJ. All bosses, you check the wiki to make sure you didn't miss anything? Oh wow. What was your favorite boss fight? I'm curious. I have a couple guesses, but I'm wondering what you would say is your favorite. Homeboy was healthy enough to chuck a body off the roof 2 minutes ago. How did he get in critical condition? Did he fall through the roof? So Asylum Demon within that time destroyed him, which, I mean, we killed him pretty quickly too, but Asylum Demon made very quick work of him. I think that's the backstory there. It was just like, I will defeat you, and then he missed the plunge attack, got the fall damage, and then Asylum Demon did the 2-hand plunge of its own, flattened him. He had 1 chug left. Managed to kind of like crawl away while Asylum Demon was doing the butt slam. Made it to that location, and then he's like, you know what? Like, even if I sip this Estus, I just suck at the game, and he gave it to us. I feel like he would have heard something. Stray Demon was just marching around so aggressively that the foot stomps from Stray Demon were overpowering the sounds of Oscar's cries for help. And then Asylum Demon, he just, again, junior to the Stray Demon, was just like, gotta show up Stray Demon, so it decided to try to battle Oscar, and it still almost kind of lost. It was a little bit scared. Yeah. And then, like, they're gonna arm wrestle later, both the demons, and Stray Demon will lose and use the magic, the AoE, and blow him up. You spent more time thinking about what's your least favorite boss fight. Okay. Oh no. Good old Dark Souls 2. It's definitely an acquired taste, I'll say that much. Sniper, we're trying to get the magic, or I guess you could say sorcery hitless run. And also, again, this is not sorcery only, this is just an easier version of the hitless run with magic. For damage sake, so like the engagements are a lot shorter, and I was thinking that would be a good way for my friend to learn how to do this, and we're gonna coach him on it. The plan is to have Discord open, and then he uses the video from it that I completed on, with some commentary on top that just explains the stuff, and then he interprets it. Me and him go back and forth, and then we're gonna stream his stream of doing it while we're in the process of helping him get it. But I have to get it first, though. I've never done this. I think the sticking points are definitely random at this point, because we did all of the distance PB was everything up to, I think, Pinwheel. Right before Pinwheel, I did the wrong input, like I did an attack at the wrong time, and it launched me off of a ledge that's kind of hard to walk onto normally when you're like falling through the sequences of the the platforms and catacombs. So that was the biggest mistake on the best run so far. The 2 PB, the first mistake was pretty simple to avoid. And then, I mean, we've just gone over everything. It's been good. I do think 4 Kings will probably be the trickiest, though, and they're pretty late. So we'll see if I need to move that if it doesn't work out. Oh, DJ, I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I really wish you the best. I hope that things improve, and you make as quick of a recovery from situations you can manage to. If not, then for the time being, I'm hoping you're staying strong and everything. And also, I'm glad that this actually helps take your mind off things. Like even though that's underrated, or people will say like, or it's overrated to like have distractions and all that. There's some distractions that can help for sure. Do you want a glass of chocolate almond milk and a bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios? You're eating Cheerios with chocolate almond milk? That sounds really good, actually. I think I've done that before when I was younger. I would definitely do that. I'll let you know as soon as I'm gonna eat, and then we're gonna meet outside. I'm gonna ask you for the whole box and the whole carton of the almond milk, and then I'm gonna eat them. Like while someone's gonna funnel the box dry into my mouth while they pour on the other side of my face a fountain of the almond milk, and I'll just be like playing while eating it. It's like it's amazing. It does sound really good. I love Cheerios. I used to eat a lot of Cheerios, actually. The one thing that sucks, they don't make you happy, dude, and you don't turn into a bee either. The oat fiber thing might be true, like that it's kind of better than an alternative type of cereal, but still, I don't know. Like I thought I was gonna turn into a bumblebee. Not as far back as I want to be there. Not a good angle there. There we go. Oh, we got the Black Knight Halberd. Nice. Can't use it. Doesn't matter. Unfortunately. Jesus is going pretty good, man. This is the first run right now. Hopefully the only one.
Streamer, you should split to Taurus Demon. You're already going to him. Why didn't you use the counter? Nah.
I could already hear that. Right in the butt. Yeah, so that particular setup right there, you could repeat almost every single time if you actually are really decent with reading the spacing. The problem is, like, when he backs up, it doesn't actually happen. Like, there's not a consistent way of him backing up from the attacks that he does in the middle of the cave. So you have to read it pretty decently. There's, like, the one that I dodged out of, I wouldn't have been able to backstab him anyways because he can turn way sooner there. And I think it might be based on how far he actually steps. Like, if he does most of the footsteps earlier before he goes up the actual hill, then he can turn sooner and it's a problem. But the script makes him go all the way back to roughly just short of the cave. And, you know, if he's being normal, it's usually pretty good. Like, my goal would be to be able to get that exactly the same way every single time the first time we have the opportunity. But then there's the tricky part of the pivot. You have to get the pivot where it doesn't make you do a regular attack. And in this game, it's almost like you have to confirm it by stepping into the boundary at the right angle. But if you're not already moving and you've already attacked and then he turned, it'll just turn into a regular attack. Like, even just slightly if he turns. So I think that like stepping in groups of like going like 1, 2, like just kind of like stepping and then stopping instead of just holding the strafe. It's a little bit easier. That was a very swift chug on the Hollow Knight, or the Hollow Soldier there. Ralph, thank you, man. I appreciate that. The end of that marathon was crazy. I actually don't even know how... I don't even know, man. I don't know how my pinky stayed on there. Like, it was slipping off the thumbstick. The one-handed condition on that was really rough. Just at the end. Like, it obviously one-handed's fine, but having to place under that long, yeah, that's a hard one. I'm very glad I did that. I'm glad we also made it harder too. I'm glad we didn't just go with the regular conditions. Dude, why do I keep canceling? Keep doing the skid. Oh yeah, we're gonna go for the lizard over here too. Hardest boss ever. Yep, definitely. Actually, I'm trying to think, what is the easiest boss in this run? I want to say Pinwheel, but Pinwheel is not necessarily simple. I guess Ceaseless. Ceaseless would be the easiest, yeah. Like, Pinwheel dies faster, but like there is some risk in it, for sure. Blue Titanite as well. Do I actually have? Did I get the Blue Titanite? I did get the Blue Titanite chunk. Yeah, it's true. You remember when you got the Black Knight Halberd in DS2, it reminded you how different the world is in that game from this one? Yeah, even that weapon too, it's not really as great in DS2. I'd even say the same with 3. Like, you pick it up right after Champion Gundyr, I believe, like in the arena. That was also a weird decision that they did that. Quelaag's pretty easy. I would say Quelaag's way more involved though. Like, the way I'd measure easy is the time frame it takes, how many buttons you have to press, and then how many things can go wrong if you don't do certain things right. And so Quelaag has a bit of a longer fight than a lot of the other easy stuff. Also, again, I shouldn't have lit that bonfire. We should have gone back to the cave, gone Andre, and then did basement key backwards without the gate. That would have been better. I'm going to do that if we ever do this again. Or just in the future when I'm routing stuff, I'm going to do it that way. It makes it safer. It is still very quick, too. 25, and then we're going to get some arrows here. 20. Gaping Dragon. Gaping Dragon's not on this particular run, but like, again, the way that you do, like, if we're looking at any single method, I guess you could say even Sif could be really easy. You could cheese Sif from, I think, outside the fog gate or something like that. Manus could be very easy if you cheese him. But I guess the common way of doing it, Gaping Dragon wouldn't be as hard because you get the tail cut and then he takes damage pretty nicely. You can chunk him down very nicely, and then biggest thing on that is when I don't even know what it is. Like he starts spewing on the floor, and then the whole arena is just terrible. Got a little bit of a desync on the crossbow guys, which actually is fine. A little bit easier for this part, but we got to watch out for the crossbow guy right here. We get a good setup. Gate. Locked him out. Nice. Don't pull Baldur Knight. Or I guess we can't anyways. I was thinking, like, maybe if I go in that doorway, like right out here, he's going to start chasing me. Oh, wait, what? They are facing... Oh, yeah, he can. Never mind. No, I was right. Okay. He can aggro from way farther than I thought. That's very weird. Last time I went through there, it was just running straight in, and yeah, it's been a while, so you can run. Random question, but least favorite DS1 aesthetic choice? I really like the visuals of this game, man. That's a hard one. I think that character creation, just how basic it is. But at that point, obviously it wasn't as advanced, so maybe just more customizable characters, more settings. But the world design's beautiful. In the very original game, like not the remaster. Oh, actually the remaster does this technically. It does one thing that's kind of weird with the lava. So in Isleth specifically, if you go to the area, this is like a really weird thing too. The lava will have like black rock in it and stuff like that, and it'll actually be a lot easier to look at. Like it won't burn your eyes. But if you do something in the area where you don't go for the first time or homeward bone or whatever, it like literally turns the lava back to like super bright again, and there's no rock in it, and it looks terrible. And so it's not even consistent in the remaster of staying the same way every time. It should have the black rock material, like melting in it. So the original one, lava was just way too bright to look at. That's the only thing in the world that I would change. Gonna come back for this one on the Hydra. Getting ready for a 5-hour drive. Seeing how has the 5-hour drive been for you? Because I know you don't do it that often, but how do you what do you do? Do you just like Zone out for the 5 hours? Do you listen to anything? DS1 area with the fire queen lady. Spider queen lady. DS1, the area with the fires. What? Purple, what are you talking about, man? You mean Quelaag's domain? Like Blighttown? I feel like you're making a joke. I have no idea. Because I swear you know the name of the area and stuff. You just turn on my stream and listen? Oh, that's cool. Awesome. That area's ugly. Blighttown. Blighttown's supposed to be ugly though, isn't it? I'm just trying to think. I'm like dismounting ladders in this one. Yep, just B button. After playing the other games. Shalab, it's going good, dude. How are you? Welcome back, man. Would you rather me call you Rob? I feel like that's a better name. It might not be your choice. If it's not, then I'll stick with Shalaba Rob, but is Rob for short better? Good. This dog's route, wait for him to pivot, and then we're gonna go out in a second. Oh, he actually... Okay, he was good this time. Nice. It's been a while. Rob might be easier. All good. Came here back from work. How was work for you? Blighttown is ugly in a good way. Blighttown, yeah, if it gives you atmosphere in terms of like the sensation of the area, like you feel kind of like grossed out by Blighttown, that's a good thing. If that's what they're intending, I think. Kind of like Ash Lake, it's like the music that it has kind of exclusive to the area and just all the weirdness of like how it's an area that doesn't go to anything else. It just is a dead end, but it has that like strip of the sand and everything. That's such a unique vibe as well. It almost feels like kind of peaceful, but then you get screwed by the Hydra. Miyazaki pops up over the hill being like, all right, Smith box. Yeah, we don't really need to. Or no, yeah, we would buy the Smith box. No, we would do it now. What am I talking about? That would be the way to do it. And then... Oh, we're doing Quelaag now, though. Quelaag first. Oh, okay, that's not a big deal. But yeah, technically, I was going to kill Andre right this second. We don't need the flip ring for Quelaag, technically. I could kill Andre with the soul arrows. We could get it now. I guess it doesn't really matter. Just, I got to make sure I have enough for at least Great Soul Arrow. Any souls that went to Ash Lake without the Lord Vessel? Oh my god, I can imagine getting trapped down there would be pretty bad too. Because you have to go back up the Great Hollow. Getting punched by a bunch of mushrooms. I think I've gone to Ash Lake less than a fraction of a percent in the entirety of playing this game. Like for every playthrough, it's been like 0.0% that I go there. We actually counted the full amount of times. Retail is kind of dead in Sweden, unfortunately. Oh, you're in Sweden. Awesome. That sounds quite amazing. I've seen so much stuff on Sweden where I would love to go there. It just looks very peaceful. Not so great today. You work as a store manager, so you're basically standing there alone for hours nowadays. I see. Retail's kind of dead. So is it just because of the type of store, like the stuff you guys have, or is it a bigger retailer? Because I've done retail, and I will agree, like there was moments where it was slower, but the problem here was that they overhire, like they have way too many people. There's no need to hire that many people. There's no need to have that many managers. And at the end of the day too, they'll give you like conflicting tasks, and then the team that I had, they bickered with each other all the time. Nothing got done efficiently. And it was only nice when it was like 7 a.m. on a weekend where there's actually people and there's people to help specifically. And you could just get stuff done and the time would fly. But on the night shifts, or the ones that were not night shifts, but like, you know, later in the day till like 11 or afternoon, it was brutal, man, compared to the morning. So yeah, I guess we're gonna no, we need to attune. Definitely need to attune. Yeah, I wouldn't say like the customer base of the retailer that I was at was dead at all. There's definitely slots though that were way worse, where you would just be standing there for sure. And there's not enough stuff to, like, you could go and do things for other departments, but that wouldn't make any sense. So yeah. Sell Levi's, Dickies, Lee, and other big brands. The prices have gone up by a lot, so it's harder to sell them. Ah, that's fair. That is fair. It's like, hey, I'd really like a banana. It's like, that's going to be $40. You know, I'd really actually just like a grape. It's like, oh, the grape? Okay, $1. Can I put that on Reddit and just, or like finance it maybe? For a single grape or something. Got any grapes? Yeah. Dude, I haven't had grapes in a long time. I need to get some grapes. Does anybody here like the Concord ones with the seeds? Crunchy grape variety? Oh no, not the crunchy grape. I'm gonna make a grape that like actually shatters your teeth, dude. It's gonna be turned into a raisin that's so crunchy that it turns to dust, but not before you just chip a tooth. Be like a rock. Rock raisins. We'll call them rock raisins. Sell them to people at the climbing gym. Seedless fruits bother you, so yes. Just because it's seedless, that's a requirement? Okay. Interesting. I just like the flavor of those ones. Not your preferred type of grape? Okay. The nuts from Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't think I've seen Final Fantasy VII in its entirety, so I know they... I know some of the characters, and then I know that they... Is it in 7 they still have like the what is it, like some sort of, it's like a sports game where they have a ball that they throw, but they also, they call it something else. That one was in Final Fantasy X, I believe. I remember seeing that. It's such a basic name. What is it? Yeah, I know. I think that my reference for Final Fantasy VII is the Advent Children movie. They did like the animation for it that looked really cool. Blitzball, that's what it is. Blitzball. Yeah, other than like literally the regular combat and then the old school 2D games and the type of scenarios there is, that's all I really know is just Cloud. People told me his sword's called the Buster Sword, and then there's the Blitzball in the series, and the movie was really, really cool at the time. Quidditch. Quidditch is definitely one of the most extreme things you could possibly do. If we had to actually like boil it down to, you know, other than having like some sort of death race or something like that with like weapons and stuff, like a non-weapon based type of sport, it would literally be Quidditch as one of the top. Like, oh yeah, you're just gonna, it's okay, we'll break bones. You might actually need to be like resurrected or something. You might actually pass on during the fight or during the flight process or whatever. Given the ability to mark down anything that isn't price mandated to help push slow moving merchandise at the door. That's pretty cool, actually. To be able to do that. Like, the thing is though, let's say they got into doing that. Is there a plan they have to recoup that, or they're just going to keep doing it because they can afford to sell at the loss? Because I know some stores that I used to like, they had to shut down most of them. Like, there's only literally very few locations left. And then they even got to the point of the stores selling, they were selling things at such high prices that they did mark things down, and then you see them mark them down again and again and again and again. And it kind of is just like, well, why do you even have the one location open anymore, or the two locations? But they need to move the inventory, I guess. You could literally go to another store and find the same thing, like right off the bat, cheaper than they used to sell it. Remember GameStop was doing that too. They had like the Marvel figures there. Some of them they'd be marked down, and then like no one would buy them, and then they'd be marked down again. And it's like they never got low enough to have people buy it. So it's like, if they want to move the inventory, like what is their bottom line? Like really, if they're gonna shut down anyways, like who picks the inventory up after that process? I guess would be a better question. Because you can get like overstock for certain things at like dollar stores and all that. I know that they have like a surplus of certain things that are worth more. But you can't get everything there though. They can't hold all the stuff from all the stores. So I wonder where it goes. Why do I always have low HP on bosses? For this particular run, Curdy, it's for Red Tier Stone Ring. So this one right here. Boost attack if it's wearer when in danger. So 10% health is the range you have to be in to get it to activate. Then you get 50% damage. So in hitless runs, you purposely would want to take damage in the environment, or even use an item on yourself that does that to be able to get in the range so you get more damage on the bosses. Dangerous, like the runs I typically would do more often, you don't see that at all. Excuse me. Wait, did we rang? I'm just gonna double check the bell. Definitely don't want to screw that up. Just good to double check that one. Okay, thank God. Skipping that cutscene, it's like you never know. Belize, this store near me that sells brand new items for very cheap. Blu-rays, Funko Pops, kitchen cooking sets and stuff. It's all overstock. You're not really sure how they sell it so cheap. You got the Steelbook version of 3 Studio Ghibli movies for $5 total. I love that kind of stuff, man. My uncle lives by a store that has that, and it's not the kind of inventory you're talking about. It's not on that level, but it has some of those kind of things. And I've never seen prices that low before anywhere. I got a hand mixer that was $230 for like 65 bucks. That's like a really high-end one. And then there was, what else? There's like power tools there for cheap. They're not necessarily like the industry like leading ones, but if you wanted to do like more simple stuff, like there's a lot of really cool tools there. There's a lot of seasonal stuff that like is just stupid cheap. I think they have clothes even in some cases. Like there's, I don't know, like every time I go in there, it's like it's just something else. And been there a few times, people clear the shelves. Like it's actually right around the corner from where he lives. And I've never seen another store like that before, because it's not technically like thrifting or anything, and it's not a store that's putting discounted prices on their previous inventory. Everything comes in at like, I would say 70% off minimum. And then I've seen even higher, like maybe even 75% off. So yeah, people in that area, if they ever need anything, I mean, you might be getting a brand new sealed version of like something that maybe was the model from 5 years previous or whatever the case, but just no one had opened it yet. No one bought it when it was on the shelf, and very, very valid still, right? Shanice, welcome back. So Rated, welcome back as well, man. That thing beside your name, the badge you have, looks like a Tamagotchi, like one of the characters. Their faces just have this this expression that it reminds me of that. Alrighty, back to Griggs. So we didn't buy that second Solero copy. I don't actually think we really need to on this at this point. And we didn't really use decoy either. Goodbye, Griggs. Never mind. He's like, wait, business, and then he's like, oh, come back. He's like, I'll sell you the Bellowing Dragoncrest ring for half price. Full discount there. All right, we're gonna level 4 int now. We're gonna get it to 39. Is that how much? 39, and then I guess the extra attunement. I think if we need anything else, we already got the Smith box from Andre, so that is good. We can kill him right now. Cool. Yours rated? Yeah, like the little badge you have, it looks like a Tamagotchi character. Like a zoom in of the face. Like when they're not fully, I can't remember if they turn into like bigger things, but the basic dude looks like a blob that has like the I'm not impressed expression. The little blob guy, yeah, like the little the little circle thing. Miss being here, Shift. Hey, dude, welcome back. I appreciate that. The goal is definitely to keep it that way as often as possible. So I'm glad that's the case for you. Sometimes for me, again, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say stressful at all, but like definitely, like if I put a lot of pressure on myself for what we're doing, that's not always translating the best stuff, you know? Like I might just be a bit more tense than normal. Like, I mean, this run, obviously it is serious. Like I gotta get it. But I was putting a lot of pressure on it last week. I really wanted to get it within a week. Next time I do something like this, I'm gonna try to get it as soon as possible, but we're not gonna, I don't want to have an expectation of the time frame because I usually don't have expectations for a lot of stuff at all. And it works really well. It's a proven method. But for, yeah, last week I had a really big expectation of this being done within the week, and I don't think it helped. Because it's not one of those things you just do good and that's it. Like being good doesn't get you the run alone, right? You gotta, you really gotta go and put the effort into it. And you know, you might get lucky a little sooner, but it's not as simple as, oh yeah, just be good and that's it. Even though we make jokes about that. Double hit on Andre before he even peels the corner. Wow. This character really is a hairy wizard. You love Tamagotchi? I had one at one point, and I remember I looked at the screen, and it had a bunch of poops on the screen, and it was like filling up the entire thing, and it was like you gotta like remove that or whatever. And I feel like it died or something like that just because of that. I wasn't good at the Tamagotchi thing because you have to keep checking it, and it's like a pet, right? I was thinking it would be more like a video game, and you know, other people had them and stuff. But that was very short-lived for me. Like I only got into that for maybe like a month or something. It's a cool idea with the infrared though. The way that you use the connection on it is wireless. So at the time, like even if you had a Game Boy, I don't know at that exact year if they had made the transfer packs that had the wireless infrared in it yet. It was still the link cables, I think. And so, yeah, like around that time, that was a cool thing, the infrared. Not even looting the body. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to get distracted by that on the way back. Have I seen Spirited Away? I haven't. No. We were talking about that actually. Wait a second. Wait a moment, guys. I just realized something. Okay, wait. This is gonna be so high IQ that I think my brain might not be able to handle it. Wait. Just hold on a moment here. Okay, that doesn't make a sound effect. We're good. I want to see if we can just do a quick setup here and get this to go where we need it to without having any trouble. I think we actually have to almost kind of have the pillar blocking him a little bit. Yeah, and then down a little bit. Dude, that's amazing. We don't want to use the big castings, though, necessarily. Or not too many of them, sorry. Just to get the first one going. Yeah, that's so good. Stupid easy. Okay. Second one's fine. Oh yeah, our level's so high, regular Solero is good on this part too. We probably could use regular Solero for the first guy. All right, bow, still want it on. Fire bombs. Okay, Chandler's still good, nice. Been trying to find a Tamagotchi app that resembles the pixelated ones we had as kids in the 90s, but no success yet. Oh, you had the 90s Tamagotchi. Okay, I was the early 2000s kind of, or I guess early to mid when I got mine. I think it was 2003 that I had one, and yeah, like I think it died, and then I don't even remember what happened to it. I might have traded it with somebody for something else that was cooler. There's always just like the trades at school. But yeah, there should be an app that somebody made. There's probably more sophisticated versions of actual games that do the same stuff, right? Check it out, bro. Look at that. Oh, wait, no. Sorry, even if you just step in there and then the one sees you from far away, we're having problems. There's an easier method for the hollows here if we grab extra fire bombs too. We could bank them all the way up there, and then it would just be trying to count how many we get, how many are actually dying in the health bars. But yeah, we'd have at least a few opportunities to get like a multi-hit off of some of the fire bombs up there. So if we ever do this again this way, definitely doing that. Oh, they gave me the RNG for that too, as I said it. That's funny. But it's not the upper area where the bench was. Nice, right in the face. See ya. Goodbye. Goodbye, sir. I bid you good day. It's like, but, I bid you good day, sir. But you're born in 92? Okay. So I'm a little bit later than that one, but that's pretty close. That's close enough. We're in the same boat. Remember some kid got scammed out of his entire Pokemon card collection at our school, and we had to have an assembly about it. I wish that happened when I got scammed out of... It was only one card. It was a really good one, though. And it was the only pack of Pokemon cards I literally ever bought. Like, the only booster pack. I pulled a freaking great card right away, and nowadays, like, if you had it in good condition, it is one of the ones that are a little cooler. So, man, they didn't have an assembly. It was actually after hours, though. It was in daycare. But yeah, the whole deck though, yeah, that's how did he get scammed out of it? Was he just tricked into trading, and then they were like, hey, we have to make people aware? Because when I was younger, if you traded something and then they didn't see it happen and they couldn't prove whose stuff was whose, they would literally let the person that took your stuff keep it. And if they strong-armed it, like maybe they were like older or something and they threatened to hurt you, like that's what happened to me. It was like the guy was 2 years older. And he already, like, so I had a friend at school that had a brother that was best friends with him, and they would always just pick on us anyways. And so he was like, hey, like, he's like, check out like this deck that I have. And he's like, let me look at yours or whatever. And I'm like, I don't really have that many cards, but I had Dark Charizard. And he's like, oh, yo, that's so cool. He's like, yo, if you trade it to me, I'll give you 30 cards. And I was just like, I'm okay. And he's like, no, but they're really good though. Check it out. And then, so I looked at them. And then he had already put it in his pocket and everything at that point. They were just mostly energy cards. I was like, this is bullshit. And then he didn't give it back. I was like, give it back. He's like, no. He's like, what are you gonna do? And then I went and I told the lady, I'm like, dude, like, he literally just stole the card. And she's like, I don't know whose is whose. And my mom didn't pay enough attention to like what I actually, you know, she didn't care about that stuff, so she couldn't prove like anything either. And at that point, it was scuffed, dude. He got to keep it. So that's why I was saying, I hope Jonathan literally has that Dark Charizard still, and he actually has it in perfect condition, or I'm going to be disappointed. It's for nothing. It's fucked up. Oh, I mean, like, it's better that happened than, like, directly just having it stolen, because at least I had something in return. But it was funny, though. It was, like, the time where I think nowadays you couldn't get away with that. There would be so many problems, especially if you had parents that were, like, really, like, on it, where they're like, yeah, my kid's not wrong, like they can't do anything wrong or whatever, or like, you know, like you're gonna pay if they want to get revenge. There'd be something done, but it was back in that time where it's like, that wasn't the family situation for me. I don't think they, you know, it was that big of a deal, and they wouldn't care. They didn't have proof anyways. I just realized we didn't get Darkwood yet. So this is gonna be a fun one. Classic Gargoyles. Classic Goyle. Just a Goyle, that's it. Ooh, spicy. How spicy can we get? The wings blocking the view. Oh my god. Okay, that was the scariest thing. Like, undoubtedly, that was just, like, terrifying. You don't want that. Jonathan's a coward. Well, if you think of how young we were, like, he was probably... What grade was he in? Let's see. I was 2nd grade, and then he was 4th at the time. So he's only 9, right? It's not like he's like that old. So I'm not gonna fault a kid for doing that at 9 years old, but it was funny though. It was very funny that like he he knew he was gonna do it already. He schemed it already. Still doing training programs, Patrick, and is it only strength or hypertrophy? So yeah, like I'm still doing the coaching. The best way to set it up, if you wanted to ask any questions and just clarify, you know, what you're looking for and understand what I can offer, you can just send me an email on a business email or a DM on any platform. Ask any questions you need. But just to preface it, like it's literally just a one-time fee, and then I'll help you get whatever goal you need. If your goal is obviously realistic. And I'll be accessible on Discord to answer any questions until you actually hit that goal. So if you need to message beyond the point of me making the plan for you in the initial consultation, that's fine. We could do Google Sheets, so you don't have to get on a voice call if you don't want to speak on the call or you don't have time. So you could just fill out a survey, or we could get on a call and can figure out exactly what you need to do. The process is you'll just get one document for fitness related stuff that applies to your lifestyle. So it's not like preset things that won't work for a person that's not like hardcore. I've worked with people that are beginner and people that already actually train that probably even know some things that I don't even get into the realm of. And maybe they do certain sports or certain types of things that are specialized, but they just wanted an advantage in some way, and they were willing to do that. And then there's people that maybe want to get ready for an event, like they want to just drop weight overall, or they want to get stronger. They want to maybe, you know, learn how to train a little bit more intelligently. They already train. It doesn't matter what it is. So, yeah, anything that fits your lifestyle. Like the best example would be even for the nutrition component. If you can't buy groceries, like you literally don't have a way to cook because you're always on the road or something like that. Like I've done things where I could look at every single restaurant, all the places that you'd go to. I look at their menu and I make a meal plan based off that, or recommendations essentially based off that, right? So you can have like meal hacks where you'll still eat everywhere you want to or that you would prefer. We'll remove all the stuff that's unnecessary and make it a little bit more intelligent within even that as well. And then for the gym as well, if you don't have access to equipment, I could definitely recommend stuff with body weight. Typically with the people that I recommend body weight related things, we do a second follow-up where I upgrade the plan to one that's like with weights once you have the weights or you have access to more stuff. And I wouldn't do that at a full cost or anything. That would just be a simple, you know, few changes or whatever. So it wouldn't be a big deal. And if you have any pre-existing injuries or conditions that you're cleared on to, you know, be consulted with, then as we work around them, if you get to the point where you can do bigger things, I'll also just for free upgrade the plan. There's someone that had like severe tendinosis, some other issues with joints and stuff like that, and we worked around it. And they came back and I just upgraded it to stuff that was a little bit more intensive that they couldn't have the strength to do originally, or the justification, because they were able to start doing a lot more. And then even with your budget for if you don't have a lot of variety of food that you can eat, like you can only afford XYZ, I'll make it work with whatever you literally can do. That's the idea. It's not so much that I'm giving you like the best formulated plan that exists in general. It's more so the best thing for what you can justify. Love calisthenics. Yeah, I can recommend some stuff for that. I can't tell you that I'd be able to give you like an advanced calisthenics program because I've never done advanced calisthenics. I've done the basics of it and a little bit beyond that. So we're not going to be like putting in like human flags and like crazy front lever like tweaks and stuff like that. It would just be, you know, the general stuff to control your body very well through ranges of motion, get strong with it, and you know that's good enough. If you wanted like insane calisthenics, I can't tell you anything I've never done myself. Or that I don't have experience, like, you know, learning from someone. Human flag is insane. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a workout, but I've seen it before. I've seen people do it, even just momentarily.
Let strength be ground,
I think
so
even
the
beyond
world
that,
might
though,
remain
even more impressively, like, dude, I was hanging out with Faraz, and he did handstand push-ups on the side of a cliff that he could have fallen off of by a waterfall. I got some videos of that. That was amazing.
Mouse. Beach mouse.
And then I have him on a bridge that's covered in ice, so I had to like take a stick and like shave all the ice off the bridge so he could do it over a river that was frozen. And he was doing handstand push-ups with no gloves, you know, half naked, literally just like in the middle of like this winter like mountain thing. It was so cool. It's like we were in Skyrim. Like me and my other friend, we had to like literally go into these crazy locations to even get the videos. But yeah, from what I realized, I think he's, or what I've understood, he's working on the one hand push-up, one hand handstand push-up, and he's gotten really good at it. Lorpa, thank you for the 15 months. Welcome back. How's it going, dude? Beach mouse, something. I'm gonna have to say, I don't think so. No, definitely not. The on-the-road aspect is great. You've never heard someone do that before, but you're somewhat advanced in training and nutrition. Now you're going for more of a hybrid training style. You have access to everything mostly. You're wondering if you should go for coaching or keep it solo. So like the last client that I had that was also like very trained and had been doing this for a while, I told them to not, like, again, I'm not trying to actually like sell anything here. I'm literally just telling you the truth of what happened. I didn't charge them full price because I'm like, I don't think that I can actually help you with this aspect. They already had certain things dialed so much that it would be a ripoff for me to try to, in my opinion, redo their whole entire process. So I was like, dude, we're just going to do half of it. So in special cases, if you already have a lot of things together, you just want certain components, we could just knock off half the price. Or I'll just tell you, you know what, you don't, like, we could do the consultation. If I think you're already really good, I'll just be like, you know what, you're good. I'll give you some like heads up on things if you think I can offer that, and you can just take the advice, but I'm not going to charge you anything because it's not going to do anything for you. I need to get you a result that's significant if it's going to be valuable, right? So that's happened before. Gonna do the God Run in the future. So we actually did a marathon yesterday that unlocked an incentive for the 5-game run back-to-back damageless. I don't believe anybody's done that before. I was attempting it years ago. I almost got it, or I got fairly close. So we're gonna be going back to that. For the ring for Griggs, we don't need it. We can just go 40 on this and then go right into here. Don't think we need anything for the giant either. Got Darkwood Grain Ring and a Dream, and then just Lloyd's Talismans and the Spear. The Ulnar Nerve Hyperextension. I haven't seen that. Ulnar Nerve Hyperextension. Sounds pretty serious. Okay, we're looking for the serpent. Let's see if he gets rocked by the boulder. A lot of the time he has. I don't see the 500 though, so we can't start the mimic until he's actually down here, or just we know for certain that he turned around. We were very quick on that one though. That was like the quickest I possibly could go. So he might have just walked back. At this point, I think we would have already seen him. It's a lot of the boulders that came through there, so I think we're safe to start. If we need to go back again for Avarice, we can. I just need to be watching this because basically he can jump from in the middle of this archway and then like phase through part of the roof and make it all the way over here. It's a mental aspect. You had coaching, soccer, powerlifting, CrossFit when you train, but when you train on your own for years, you kind of stop training 110%. At least always one aspect goes out: sleep, nutrition, training intensity. It's very hard to keep yourself like, so that's, yeah, 100%. I get that. People get the spark again by getting coached or signing up for an event to train for. 100%. You got to have purpose. Even in balanced lifestyle type training, there's got to be purpose for it. It's going to go better if that's the case. You'll be able to do it for longer and not only just feel good about doing it, look forward to it, but the effort level will be good. I will say, same thing as training with somebody else. If you had a training partner that was equally matched to you or even like ahead of you, it'd probably be even better if they're better than you or stronger or whatever. It's going to give you the extra drive there it's the competitive nature, right? The healthy competition. So it doesn't help or it doesn't hurt, and you always get that extra 10% at least. As long as they're not, distracting you from what you're doing, you guys can both make a good program together while you're there, or go off of what they're doing. So yeah, coaching definitely helps. A lot of the most successful people in anything in general, they pay top dollar for information and people's time that are ahead of them all the time. That's just usually the smartest thing, because you're investing in time hacks, right? Because you could go and learn all that stuff. I'm trying to sell you time saved. Like, that's essentially what I'm doing, because you could go and learn everything I know, but you're not going to be able to do it in a time frame that justifies the price of what you'd have to lose out on for how much your day costs of living, right? So like, I'm literally just trying to make you time efficient when I do my process, and it's still super cheap. I think it's one of the cheapest things for how much hands-on stuff I'm willing to do, even online. But yeah, the idea is that just it's trying to save you months, if not maybe over a year of time, if you're like very, very new and you don't just aggressively attack everything right away. Experiment, have other people's feedback, maybe get them to experiment, pay attention to it, like learn from the results and experience all the things. My personal trainer, I'm not like an actual personal trainer, if that makes sense. Like, I don't do it for like a job or anything, but I have trained people quite a lot, whether it was in person or online. I've made programs where you're responsible for doing it. I opened the opportunity or like the idea of doing Zoom call training, but that's just really time consuming, and I don't know how I would price that, because it would have to be worth it to me to be able to take that time away. So it's just been a balance of that. But yeah, I have trained people in person a lot. Done some transformations. The two biggest ones, like one was actually a family member. He dropped over 100 pounds, and then when he's working with me, and then also the other one was a buddy of mine that he went from 300 and was it 330 or 320? It was like the earlier 300s, and then he went under 250, then gained a bunch of weight back and muscle and all that stuff, and now he's like probably between 250, 260, but he's a giant though. Like, he's super tall. He's very like big built, big boned. And his rock climbing improved a ton because he wanted to be a rock climber. That was really good. And so those were two really good results. I worked with someone else that was doing a transformation from 400 pounds to the goal was 250 range. And they didn't stick in it for that long. They actually went off and got busy with their business and other things, but they did actually drop about, I think it was 35 pounds working with me at least for that time, and we didn't even do it for that long. So, and they could manage the thing. The hardest thing I think for me training people is being able to convince people that what I'm saying is actually more than enough, and they don't need to like overdo it. But like, it's contradictory because like I overdo a lot of things as well. Like, it's taken me way too long to learn those lessons. So like, my nature is exactly the same, but like when I'm trying to help somebody, I'm trying to keep them from actually hurting themselves, right? And also making them realize that it's not really about like achieving a goal and that's it. It's like it never ends. There's no end to it. You start it, then that's the rest of your life. It's forever, so you have to be in there forever. If you really want it to stick, like, that's the idea, right? And then as far as like clients, I've had a lot of really good results for online stuff too. Everybody hits their goal that tries. There's no one that's failed. Usually people go well beyond the goal, and we hit better numbers in the same time frame I anticipate. And they also actually are surprisingly satisfied with the nutrition aspect, and also no injuries, nothing, no problems. Because they'll, someone will tell me even if something feels a little bit weird, I'll be like, if there's anything that just feels off when doing any movement, let me know immediately. We'll figure out a tweak. or what maybe the mindset around it is that's not really working out that well. Do I have an Instagram? I don't have an Instagram that's like personal right now. It's more so just to advertise the music channel. That was the idea of it. It was personal before, and then I changed it. And I have a lot of stuff that's just like I could put on there, even from the stream and everything. I have tons of short content made that's finished, like edited, all that stuff. But I don't know what the direction's going to be of that account. I don't know if I'm going to keep using it other than just putting music on there right now. Small changes can add up. Yeah, like again, you're literally you're playing the long game all the time. It's always the long game. It's easy to play the short game, but you have to also, your body's got to make it through, right? Gonna do DS3 button layout randomizer every time you die in the future. Be pretty funny. It would be cool to do like something with different inputs where they can swap, but I get to see what the layout is. Like it shows up on an application or something. It's like, okay, now you got reverse layout. Now you got upside down layout or some kind of weird, you know, something like that, a template that switches things. And then throughout the run, I got to adjust to it. I don't know of software that does that right now. Like I know you could manually impose like button switches if you want a different control layout, but automatically on a timer of some sort, that'd be a little bit more tricky. Ooh, big serpent roll. There we go. Cool. Okay, he got hit by the pendulum underneath. That's awesome. How many hours across all the games? Too many. Dude, it's like, it's easily in the 5 digits range, or like over that, but most of that's just DS3. I'll never be able to play, like there's no way we can surpass DS3 with the older ones. I don't believe it will be possible just because I'll keep playing DS3 here and there. Even if I play it at like a rate of a lot less than the others, I think it'll always be ahead. I don't think it'll be possible for me to get a game in that hour category by the time a new game comes out and replaces it. Mainly just because like for years, that's what I streamed is that game. It was 90% of stuff going on. And yeah, now I'm just I'm catching up on some of the other ones, getting the ones that are a little bit weaker, stronger, and then, you know, still doing stuff on the ones I played quite a bit that I wanted to do. But I couldn't tell you the exact amount. It's really hard because on Steam, it'll tell you a number that for at least DS3 is not correct. And then I think with this one doesn't have the right number either. Then we'd have to combine with the original one and the console version before I even streamed for DS1. 2 would also be that original console version, PC vanilla just for a short amount of time, PC Scholar, all the PvP hours, first playthroughs, you know. So if you want that, then yeah, it's definitely, we're getting into the 5-digit territory or higher, at least at the bare minimum, for everything. And then the ones that are very underplayed, they probably just came out a little bit later, or they weren't really as interesting to me. Like Demon's Souls wasn't, it's still not as appealing, but the remake made it a lot cooler. And so I put in, I would say, a good half of my hours on the remake, at least, like since it came out. Like a half of the total probably is just that. Yusha, I appreciate that. I wouldn't say I'm crazy at all the games, but some of them I have to be just for the the time investment. So DS3, I'd say like yeah, definitely very good at, like I would say very good, not even decent. I wouldn't say like mastered completely. Like I haven't gotten to a point where I feel like it's mastered, but very good. This one, like it's probably in the category of very good as well. DS2 definitely not very good. That's like middle of the road still. Sekiro, very very low experience on that. There was one run we did that was really cool, but aside from that run, still got a lot to learn there. And then luckily there's not as many things to do in that, so it's not like there's a lot ahead of us for it in comparison. Bloodborne's like, it's hard to say. It's like it's good. I would say just good, but not excellent, because I haven't even played all of Bloodborne. I haven't beaten the Chalice dungeons fully, and I haven't done certain runs at a level that I feel is like up there. Demon Souls definitely not good. And Elden Ring, in the, like if we're comparing it to like the vast majority of like the high hour investment players, like it's just we wouldn't even be able to scratch the surface on that yet. We're just cracking through the first barrier of like grasping it, I'd say. At that level, we could say. So I would say that's like below average, or actually no, we could say average for that, and that like we're getting into the above average category for the fact that like, a lot of people that are casual have more hours than me. Souls games are the best type of games. They are my favorite, yeah. They have been for quite a long time. But I mean, I like other games too. Like the differences between, like when I say I like this more than another thing, it's not really like a crazy margin or anything. It's not by like a giant gap, right? So even variety games that I enjoy outside of the series, they're not really that far away from my favorite ones. They're pretty close in comparison. They're just not quite at that level for me, where I'd be willing to, really get into it the same way. Please don't do the projectile again. Thank you, sir. Do I like Sekiro? I love it. It's my second favorite game of all time. It was my favorite until Elden Ring came out. But yeah, we still got to do inner gauntlets on Sekiro. Got to run the gauntlets. Got to get somewhat seasoned on the higher, or like the bigger categories. So all NG memories to start, and then all memories would be pretty cool, like a double playthrough run. And at that point, I'd be pretty satisfied for the most part. I'd still probably do some other things here and there, but that would definitely get me to a point where I think we'd have to get a lot better. And then there's the speedrunning aspect. So it's a great game for speedrunning. It literally was like meant to be speedrun in my opinion, but haven't had a crazy amount of experience with that one. We've just done casual stuff, like what I would consider a below average speedrun in the eyes of someone that actually is quick on it. Okay, Avarice on. Get the bonus souls, get that 48. And then go back. Ooh, the Surge was hard to enjoy. Surge is definitely very unique. Need to refill on protein. Is creatine also a good investment? Been having great progress in the gym. If you've never used creatine before, it's worth trying. But outside of like the gym, I think creatine's bigger benefit actually has nothing to do with like strength or anything, or athleticism. It's for your brain. It is something that I believe in the future there'll be a lot of information supporting that the neurological benefits are fairly huge, and also like maybe not neuroprotective to the degree of like some of the mushroom compounds and stuff like the lion's mane and all that, but I think it'll keep you sharper, and people in old age that don't even train like should be using creatine, because you already get a dose of it from food, but you're probably not as likely to eat a quantity of something like red meat to a degree where you're going to get a sufficient amount for your body weight, right? And so like that's why it's supplemented. But I think creatine will be like just known to be gigantic when it comes to the brain specifically. And I can attest for that kind of stuff, but for me, I don't take it all the time. Like I haven't had it for a while right now, but I usually, like throughout the year, I do take quite a bit of it. And there's not like a lot of downsides in my opinion at all. It's just like it costs money. And yeah, like you have to drink a little bit more water when you take it because it needs water to have the intermuscular, you know, effect of filling you up with more water. And then it gives you, just like, think of it this way, you'll probably add at least 1 rep to every exercise you're doing if you're doing multiple sets minimum, if you haven't already done it before. And that is pretty big, right? Especially when you're in the range where the reps are actually not junk, like they're actually effective reps. Okay, so homing soul mass.
I will stay here.
And then iron golem core. Yeah, it's definitely not like something you have to take at all. It's not the be all end all. A lot of people ask me like, is it like non-negotiable? I don't think it's something that needs to be like thought of at that level. Okay, regular great soul arrows, we get 20. I'm gonna hold off
results,
on
well,
getting the
way of-
second casting of that too right now. Should have been taking it from the get-go. I felt the exact same way as soon as I tried it, especially once I realized monohydrate wasn't really uptaking at the level, and the digestion aspect of it wasn't as good. When I switched to HCl for creatine, like it literally was like, why didn't I take this like from like teenagehood specifically? But again, the cost, right? So I'd be spending, if I had the HCl one that I had, it would be $60 every 2 months. So $30 a month. That can be pretty pricey. Definitely more than some things. Like, you know, there's a lot of supplements that are cheaper than that, but it depends on how often you have to take them. And also with body weight related stuff, so the recommended dose is also always in question, because if you weigh a lot more, whatever they tell you is not taking that into account. So you could have a little bit less than what the thing is, like maybe we'll say in milligram content, or what would it be, like it would be grams, right? So you'd have like maybe half of what it says if you're really light, and then double to triple if you're really heavy, and you'll see a difference in that as well. But there's an upper limit. There's doctors that have tested this and stuff like that. Same thing for pretty much anything, where there's a proposed mechanism of allowing you to have a little bit more efficiency with the strength. It's like there's always a difference with body weight. You'll hold more water, so you might seem more bloated. Yes, so it depends on how like particular you are about that too. Great soul arrow. I guess we'll just not even put on regular soul arrow. And then we're going to, let's see, Hydra. Is it worth taking if you don't work out at all? So that's the thing. Like if I knew what I did previously, I would have taken it even without training personally, but I'm not recommending that to you right now. I wouldn't say you don't need to spend the money. If the money's more important, then don't do it. Because it's not going to be like a miracle or anything like that, but it definitely has its benefits, and I think it has more than what people give it credit for. And that's also like quite a few things. There's definitely way more implications of things, whether good or bad, from a lot of things that aren't discussed as heavily because they've only done so much, you know, experimentation to find certain types of outcomes with that control as the idea, right? So if you're doing it like a test or whatever, it's like we want to isolate this thing and see, like, get this variable out of it. There's other variables that might be still up for discussion, or that couldn't even be produced without a longer trial, or even just more people's anecdotes and their own testimonies for that too. I think a lot of people just think of it as like, oh yeah, you have creatine and food, you just have more, stronger, easy. It's the same thing with even food items themselves, like just single foods of quantities, ratios of that, due to their like micronutrients, the density of the profile of nutrients specifically, and then in what is the best ratio if you have the ability to digest certain things. But at the end of the day, nothing's going to be perfect. So whatever helps that can be justified. Oh wait, we don't even have to go this way for Hydra. You notice your creatine, you're like, oh, your mom noticed it and she thought you're on steroids. So there apparently is people nowadays that think if you were to take any supplement that you could legally buy that's like ingested and has no effect on your endocrine system, that like it would be like that you're unnatural. And so now the term of that is actually interesting because it doesn't even matter. You don't have to have a term for anything. You can just, do things that make sense to make you healthy. But like, it's funny, like there's so much of a like a psychological aspect that probably is almost like a mental condition at this point, where people have to nitpick, like for themselves even. Like there literally has been people that have asked me, like, is it okay to do that? I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, then I wouldn't be like a natural athlete or whatever. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're literally, you already took creatine, you ate the meat, so it doesn't matter. It's too late. Unless you were like a vegetarian or you just didn't eat certain things for your life, You already had to have had it, so it's impossible. Like I think that they missed the point. And it's like, then there could be someone that, maybe had very good nutrition. Maybe they're really strict and they got good results. And it could be scrutinized as like, oh, but like the vitamin you took or like that herb or whatever, like literally was responsible. It's like, it doesn't make any sense. It's supplementary. It's not actually primary. There's no way. The bigger equation, bigger part of the situation is always what's going to, create the biggest result in most cases. But yeah, I think that's more of like the confusion of people looking at like actual extreme athletes and seeing them very frequently, like where you would never actually get to see them previously, and then thinking that their mindsets or certain things that they're doing has to actually trickle down to like mainstream. That would be like looking at Formula One and being like, dude, my car can't take turns at 250. Like, dude, that's like, it's useless. Like, that's the stupidest thing. Right? But yeah, there's a warped reality of a lot of stuff. What's the other one that's not monohydrate? HCl is the other one. And so it's pH balance to be to be able to be absorbed, essentially, better in the stomach. And you seem to get more of the benefits. And also, like for the people that had the bloating concerns and all that, I've heard from people that had bloating previously with monohydrate that they don't on this. I didn't notice too much bloating from monohydrate myself. But I will say that, yeah, the HCl definitely is more convenient. Like, you don't have to actually take as much, in my opinion, because you don't have that whole phase where they tell you to load the creatine stores by having, like, 15 grams or 20 grams to start or whatever it is. So you can just right off the bat have the regular amount, and it just works. F1 chills. F1 starts this week. So yeah, I guess I'm on point with the reference then. There you go. Wasn't even intended. I didn't even know it starts this week. You're going to try it, Osam? Yeah, let me know if you want to have the recommendation of the brand that I actually think is great for the amount you get and everything. I could let you know the name and you could see if it's available where you are. But anyone that actually did try it that, is someone that's family friend or even just like someone I've worked with or whatever, they definitely have not had any complaints. It was just more so of it being a necessity. That's really the question of not having it. It's like, is it how big of a piece of the pie is it really for them? And can they justify, again, the price and the routine of that? Nice. He had like a little tick left. So what was the level on my 40 intelligence? Okay, we want to get a little higher than 40 intelligence for this part to do it really well, but that was almost the 3-shot. Yeah, more like Hydra. Gonna grab one on Amazon for 20. Surely it's gonna be similar if it's 3,000 milligrams. Yeah, dude. Honestly, it's like you could probably have so many different kinds of its HCl. It's not gonna be a big deal. You just want to make sure that like the ingredient list is the same as it's the most minimal possible. Because there's ones that have like flavor. I would not like if you don't want the unneeded benefit of sucralose or maltodextrin, sugar alcohols, if they can even, I don't even know if they can actually complex it with that at all, but whatever they can do to add flavor, like I don't prefer that because you're not even drinking a beverage that you care about. So I try to avoid that, and then I also try to avoid it having half monohydrate, half HCl, or like maybe different distributions because they can kind of make it a little bit more effective for cost for them, from what I can imagine, by doing both in one. So yeah, as long as it's just the pure HCl one.
My
Last year was your first year of watching Blake, and you're all in. Excited for Hamilton, Lewis Hamilton. Did he get like traded or something like that, or did he get like signed to a different brand or whatever? Saying he's wearing red, or did they just change the outfits? Sorry, just to preface, I think Formula One's cool. I don't actually like. I don't have fandom for any of the typical stuff, so I don't actually keep up with it or anything. Like I watched it on lunch break or just like after school sometimes. When I wasn't like working full time or whatever, so sometimes I catch bits of it, but I know who he is. I know he's like one of the more notable people in it. He went to Ferrari after 12 years. Oh, interesting. Okay. Damn, that's gonna be a cease and desist for you know, it's like, oh, that's not red enough. It's a little bit orange. That color's wrong. They're gonna sue you. Beautiful. Clearly you've missed out on some shenanigans. How'd the subathon go? Did you get DS2 and 3 done? I did actually. We got the other half of it done yesterday. And it was pretty wild, man. There were some funny conditions. My hands have never sweat that much without me wiping them for that long. And then in the cinder fight, I had to get to the point where I in between each thing where I had some time. In phase 2, I had to wipe my hands because it was getting ridiculous. I think we're good.
if thou art in need.
Just call in dusk and then go get the items. Pro tip: wear golf gloves. Playing games with gloves would be that'd be a special type of thing. I don't know how I would even interpret that. I'm definitely like not even, dude, even in winter, when I go snowboarding, I don't even like gloves. I'll wear them if I have to, but even goggles for that too. I don't like the goggles that much. I try my best to just make it as minimal as possible. super thin so you can feel the controller. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wear rubber gloves that just make the inside of it sweaty, and then as I try to hit the button, it's just like, why is there like movement inside the glove? What's going on? Skiing without goggles during a whiteout is a pain? Yes. Pro tip, don't go through one of the blasters that create the snow on a day that already has a lot of wind and like snow itself, and then go right underneath it with no goggles. Oh boy, that is quite an experience. And then if you're gonna do no goggles, have them on your head still. Definitely don't like completely take them off. All right, seal drain, go there right now. I'm gonna get a little bit more of the intelligence that we were supposed to get. Or actually, wait, we want Bellowing Dragon Crest for later anyways, right? I don't think with these we would be also getting many levels, so do the levels first and then Bellowing after ONS. Don't ski for long without goggles, especially if it's sunny out. Oh yeah, you might get the goggle tan. That's a good point. So what you're saying is the pro non-goggle users go at night. It's like, yeah, no worries. We're just gonna do this glade right here with no goggles and pitch black, and I have not routed it at all, so I have no idea where the trees are. Can also hurt your eyes after a long while. Yeah, the wind is just the main issue. If you can tolerate that, then it's the beginning of a very dangerous slope, because you're just gonna want to be able to see clear without the plastic in front of your face. Okay, Logan, nothing to get from him. I have enough with the leveling to get the ring as well. Go. And then I'm trying to think, like, we're not going to need it for Londo particularly. High altitude's bad for your eyes because of the sun. Or are you making this up? Like, it would definitely play into it. Like, there's the sun, there's the wind, there's if it is snowing as well, your eyes are watering, and then that's also getting in your eyes. It's not nice. It's just the visibility for me, but I bet there's probably so many different things of why you should just wear them. Safety, obviously. Like if an object, like if a piece of ice comes off the ground because someone makes like a turn and it's just a specific type of angle and just goes in your face and hits you, that's not good. Everything's trying to hurt your face or your eyes, yeah. Oh man. But nothing will hurt more than getting scorpioned by that person that doesn't know how to, you know, like check behind them, and then also just started that day. Then they'll blame you that it was your fault, even though you literally were like nowhere near them. That'll be the thing that still ends it. Ooh, look at that. Little tickle left, so the ring actually is good for this part. Because we don't have 43 intelligence. With that one extra level, we'd probably be fine. So it's either or. Oh no, sorry, Dust Crown's not even on. Dust Crown wasn't on, never mind. Oh, he dropped the Ghost Blade too. Or actually, it could be a Transient Curse. All right. Oh man, hardest no hit run, Yusha. I have no idea. That's always gonna keep changing. Like, so the current one that someone's done, I have no clue. Could not tell you. It's probably something with like either the max new game and no upgrades probably wouldn't be combined with that, but probably at least something with the max new game level 1 or no upgrades, and then conditions that also restrict other things too. But like that's not like popular stuff as much, so yeah, I couldn't tell you what it would be. I could imagine certain things that you theoretically could do that could take years, but yeah. And then if we were gonna say, even for like the most content, it's kind of difficult because it depends on what you would consider difficult, like if it's time frame or quantity, or if it's the quality of the situation and how much you have to put into it.
So the world might be mended.
Piano, thank you for the 9 months. Welcome back, man. Could you use Sekiro no hit and no deflect? Yeah, well, it's been done. It's already been done before, like many times. The hitless in Sekiro, they're... Oh, sorry, you're talking about doing like the dodge mechanic in Sekiro. I don't know about that. That I could see someone doing. Like, I bet you someone's tried it and got it, but yeah, I'm not sure about that one. For myself, I wouldn't do that. That would be crazy. There was someone that was here recently. They were doing what was it? It was like all memories with I think it was with like no upgrades and also something else. I don't know if, oh, Demon Bell maybe as well. Something crazy. Is that consistent running past 50 ghosts? Yes. 100%. I've never failed it if I did it correctly. You do it exactly that way. I've never seen it not work. The only thing you can't do is you cannot hesitate on stamina. Like, you can't stop for a second when you're sprinting for most of that hallway. And then your turning angle has to be pretty tight. Or the turnaround, and your entry has to be like consistent. You can't stop running on the entry either, because what you're doing is you're pulling enemies from like way farther back in the building to outside, and you have just enough time to do that without even seeing one. And usually there's not even a variation where something even attacks. Like, it's just completely safe, and you can wait long enough on the outside. They'll still be pulled from you from going in there, but they won't attack in the meantime because they're not close enough. So that's how quick you got to be. But I like to look at the route of the ghost that's below the stairs, because it's the one that's going to go underneath the building and hit you in the underside through the wall. If you don't make sure that it's already at a point where it's the farthest down it can be, and when it starts to turn around, it doesn't turn around when you run by it, so you get the most amount of time for that one too. Okay, we didn't get the cage on this one. Saul good. He's dead anyways, so you can chill right here. Ooh. Wait, want to put dark wood back on? And just double checking this one. See if Cobra walks up. It might actually de-aggro. No boulder, cool. So yeah, the switches are good. Should be rotated the way we need them to. Land. Hard landing there, damn. Okay, back in business. Dude, piano. Did I say I think I said thank you for the 9 months. Dude, what is the name of the subchild? What did we decide on here? I'm thinking. What do you think? Come on. Ooh. Yes, thank you. Okay. Well, good sync right here. Perfect. And no button there. So then lever position was, let me think, it was opposite of the normal. Then it would rotate one more time. On the next button, it would go out the useless way and then go back down by the ball if I hit it twice. So unless there's an enemy that changes in between, I think that's the count for the lever right now. So we're going to be going back a third time to get slumbering, and that will be something to consider, because I don't think we're going to do slumbering backwards, so I'll leave the cage anyways. Put on the spear here just in case. There's a lot of tutorials showing the frames of time where you can do it much easier with it. Just parry. Oh, for Pontiff. Yeah, Pontiff, like the bad at parrying thing could be overcome by just making the, I guess the initiation into it, Pontiff, as the, you know, the tutorial for you. So Pontiff does become drastically easier with parrying, and it's a good opportunity to learn it really well. Because once you learn Pontiff's parry, you could do Champion Gunder, definitely. There's a lot of similar concepts. And then you'll understand, again, where in the animation you need to be for it to line up. So I would recommend just get a buckler or like the small leather shield, something like that. Something with like more frames, like look up what shields have the most frames and then go for that. And in the intro, you're literally just sprinting forward. It's the same thing as the wind parry. You just sprint forward and just get it last second. You could kind of measure it. So if you get hit and you don't see the character's hand go up at all, you were too late. And then if you get like mid animation and beyond, and then he swings after your shield is already past that point, you're obviously way too early, and you dial it in between that by using those two things as indicators. And then once you successfully get it in between that range, then you try to recreate it, build the muscle memory for it, and you'll get it. Do I read YouTube chat? No. So for anyone that is watching on YouTube, again, there's a pinned message. You guys should be able to see it. If you can't, let me know. But it's saying that, so I'm switching to reading Twitch chat from now on because it's so much easier to be able to keep track of. And it was becoming kind of hard for me to read both. From what I understand, a lot of people that do this stuff, they've already done that from the beginning or pretty early on. It's just a normal thing. And merging both of them in the future could be an option. It's just something that, for now, it's easier to read the chat that, you know, technically would be the platform I more frequently live streamed on. Now, obviously, I'm still going to be making videos on YouTube, and that's the video platform primarily, but I want to stream on it too. So if that's not enjoyable, I understand, but you are free to come over to Twitch, make a free account. And if you want to ask any questions there, you can. Oh, 2 of them actually made it in there. Nice. Oh, we're going to ONS a little bit early, like the tiniest bit. We're gonna do Sif after, I guess. Went with the original order there. So I'll have to reverse those after. It's still good. Still all good. Doesn't really matter. But like at the levels on ONS will be off by like the slightest bit. It should still be a 2-shot. I can't really change anything because we got most of the damage from the items. And the bulk amount of the scaling from, like, I would say 40 intelligence is where a lot of the damage comes from. Beyond that, we get a little bit. spear. No. Is the strat for Sif the same? Everything's the same, yeah. It would just make Sif even easier, but not by a lot, though. ONS is basically just Ornstein. Like, I don't count Smo as part of the fight because, like, only in phase 1. The second part is not really relevant. It's very, very simple. So, yeah, Sif is the same kind of ideas of what we're trying to do, but the damage might be slightly better to the point where, like, it might get Sif into the limp mode, like, a little bit quicker. It's the only trade-off. It's probably going to be mostly the same, though, either way. Like, we're at a point where we don't really get much more damage from the levels. It's almost at the maximum it could go. Unless we went with a different setup. Oh, piano. Congratulations, man. I hope it goes well. I hope the process is smooth and you enjoy it and everything, and it helps you. Well, the fall off, the last stand with the javelin. Ooh. Get an early roll there. Nice. Late throw? No late throw. Perfect. Ready? Yeah, this run's pretty good. It's a little slower, but hey, you know what? For the first one, I'll take it. Where'd you get hit last run? It was on Pinwheel, like on the way. I did an attack that was supposed to be a plunge, but I did it at a time where it would be a regular attack from where I was standing. Best way to explain it is you have to actually slip off the ledge and see the character fall about a foot, and then you do a late plunge that would almost be a standing attack that still actually registers to get the bone wheel, because you can't attack early because you won't fall off the edge where it looks like you can. You'll just swing yourself over, and I swung myself over by accident, and then I landed in the bone wheel pit, which you can't survive with any landing typically unless you've landed really, really nicely, had crazy camera work. From that spot though, I don't think you can survive, so just overswung the ledge because the timing of the input was a little bit bad. I'm pretty sure that was the last one that we had. Okay, so 43. Go a little bit higher, actually. I think. Let's see. Should be enough. Nice. What DS1 would be the best at chess? Best at chess? That's an actual good question. I have no idea. Centipede Demon could move the pieces with multiple arms. And then, well, Centipede Demon counts as 2 people as well, so... Like, Pinwheel counts as 3 people, but he's a little bit weak. Alright, we're gonna get the setup. Button ASMR. Ooh, even faster, even further beyond. Okay, a little bit slower. Okay, I gotta pay attention. There we go. Axel, I'm doing good, dude. How are you? Welcome back. We're trying to get that sorcery run. So Undead Pool, what's going on, man? The Deadpool that is beyond the deadness of the original. He's double dead. Skoda, Fabia, or Octavia. Not sure yet. Skoda, Fabia. Never heard of that. Or Octavia. What's your location, Piano, if you don't mind me asking? The deadest of the Deadpools. The original Deadpool goes and looks at him. He's like, ah! Just jumps out of his beef jerky. I was going to say skin, but I'm like, I guess he doesn't really have skin. He kind of does. All right, here we go. Switch that back. Dust Crown back on. Where'd that giant be going? That was awesome. Love to see it. I haven't done that exact one yet. It's been very close though. Like we kind of in practice did a similar thing, but that was really good. Okay. You gave me the walk animation. Bad opening still, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Ooh. Oh, Avarice as well? Cal, what's going on? Really have to know how is it being able to move chess pieces with several hands supposed to help you become a better chess player? So you're right. I think setting up the board, basically. You would just be kind of in their mind, the mind game of the pregame, depending on what division, right? Not Grandmaster maybe, but like maybe like local tournament. They'd be like, oh, you're so nice for setting up the pieces that quickly that it just makes the whole tournament even more efficient. I could play extra matches. And then then you get into conversation while you're playing, if they're willing, and distract them. And Centipede Demon can do magic tricks with all the hands, and then throw them off a little bit. That's the only way I could see it working. You're right, though, outside of that. I don't know, in-game with regular skill sets that you would be using. I don't know if that would help. But for shenanigans, definitely. Okay, so we got all the levels we need. We got Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring already, too. Oh, sorry. I start putting levels into strength for the spear to one hand. Need that too. And Perish for Sif. Ornstein got wrecked. That was the most disrespect I've ever dealt to Ornstein in my life, man. Like, that literally was the best kill. I've never one-shot him before. This is cool. Oh, we can kill Titanite Demon now too. We're probably supposed to a little earlier on the way to the Hydra. Let's see. Soul Mass. Rip Andre? Yeah, he was already gone. He was gone before he arrived. Some say that was redacted or not available type of situation. Or API error, actually. It's like, shout out Andre. It's like, last live at Anvil playing API error not available. Call him Gondir? Gondre? Gondir, I've heard from DS3 when we were playing that. Dundir, Gondir, but dude, Gondre is pretty good. Why don't you grab the item? We don't need the Demon Titanite. Sometimes I'll just grab it anyways for fun. I'll do things on this that don't make sense, but we definitely cannot use the Demon Titanite. We can't sell it in this game for anything that's valuable. If we could break it into regular chunks, that would help, but they didn't go that route. It's only for boss weapons. Playing against Centipede Demon would be distracting enough by itself. Yeah, definitely. There'd be a lot of stuff going on. It's like, wait, that part's also a like, so who's the Centipede? And who's the Demon? It's like, well, it's both. It is and it isn't at the same time. Pizza Boy, what's up, dude? You wake up at 4 a.m. What's your time zone? Assuming that you are in that time frame right now. Best chess player would be Gwenev. Also, Epathy, what's up? Epathy Mia, welcome. Gwenev, I haven't seen any of Gwenev's gameplay for chess. Like, I'm not like a chess enthusiast when it comes to watching it necessarily. I've seen some matches that are cool, but it definitely sounds interesting. Like, what would they do to distract? Would it just be in speed chess or like street chess, or would it be like in an actual tournament? Because usually, like, the things I've seen that are more serious, people don't really talk. Australia, way ahead of everybody else. Time traveling again, man. How does the future look? You could warn us of the apocalypse a little sooner. Should probably go for that. Take the information. Might not be relevant, like, with the differences of region, but maybe we could prepare a little bit. Man, Sif actually, for the first time, I've never seen a Soul Mass miss that close, but I guess he traded the Soul Spears for Soul Mass this time. Or she, sorry. Politically correct in PETA 25. For animals' rights as well. All right, Pinwheel. Okay, back to the PB. Here we go. Or distance PB, we should say. Strength, get that to 16 as quick as possible. And we already placed the Lord Vessel, right? Wait, I can check. We have it. Yes, we do. Okay, we placed it. Or no, we have it. Sorry, we have it, but we didn't necessarily place it yet. I don't think we placed it yet. Like, obviously you have it in the inventory. PB, yeah, this is like, so if we get into Pinwheel, that's the farthest. For like just the straight shot of perfect gameplay there. Or not perfect in every regard, but no touches on the bad guys, right? How many V-Bucks would the Lord Vessel go for on the Steam market? I don't even know the value of a V-Buck. But it would go for a hot dollar for sure. Oh, still got to go to Sens as well. Got to get the slumbering, so we'll gonna homeward bone that and then warp back there. Snake, welcome back, dude. How have you been? How are things going? 1 V-Buck is 1 cent. Okay. So 3.5 thousand instead of 350. Okay, so we got the classic setup on this now. That's good. So basically going back a third time, if we don't hit that final button, means we get the same thing as the beginning, which is absolutely perfect. Take that. It's gotta be better with stamina here. Dude, hard landing, stop. Thank you. I've gotten, like, how many hard landings have we got so far in this? It's like a record, man. For Sens, it's a record. Two in one run is just nuts. Like, even one is disappointing. That one's not even that hard to buffer there. Oh, come on. Get up the hill. Thank you. Bye. And then Soul Spear right too. See how he started walking this time? I don't get how that didn't happen the one time. Like, that actually, it frustrates me a little bit, because every run that oh, now he's falling down himself over there. Okay, dude. He's gonna have to walk off. Yeah, he can't get back up anyways. All right, ring acquired. Now we can actually go and get Pinwheel. How long do I typically stream for, Yusha? The lowest time I'd stream for these days would probably be like 4 hours. Longest would be 8 nowadays. It also depends on what we're doing. So like yesterday and the day before, we did pretty long hours. Today is going to be a bit shorter because I have to do some stuff a bit earlier. And then, yeah, the rest of the week should be, I would say, at least 6.5 to 7 minimum is the goal. Just with all the stuff we're trying to get done. There might be periods where, like, maybe for 1 month we do a little bit of shorter ones where they're, you know, maybe 5 hours or whatever, and I focus on other things more aggressively, but Otherwise, right now, I'd say the lowest would be 4, highest would be 8 on a typical stream. Okay, gonna go for the spear. Okay, wait, let me just think this one through. So, guy through the wall was fine. We kill the skeleton on a timer where we could escape, get the jump attack through the wall. If Soul Mass is active, it might finish him off anyways, but we could do an extra heavy attack to do that. Timer on that doesn't matter too much. And then we go on the right side of the pile of bones. And then we go anticipate a strafe for the fireball. If he doesn't do it and he delays, still wait. And then just spear him to death instead of magic, just because still quicker. And anticipate skeleton where you'd want Soul Mass again. But if we see skeleton, we can Homeward Bone too, so we could have the Homeward Bone as the item. Basically, yeah, just do some shit. Like, that's that's the answer here. Also, oh, Darkwood Grain Ring instead of Red Tear Stone on this for sure. Until we get to the drop off, then we switch that back. I like how the Soul Mass goes for the skull. We're not even in the room fully, it goes to the skull. Yeah, okay, this is a pretty good one. Wait, 1 recasts, and then we hustle here. Still went for the skull, so yeah. Recast doesn't matter anymore. Should have noted that one. R2 kills. Darkwood Grain for a little bit more speed here. That flicker was his bones falling off the ledge, wasn't it, guy? We're good. Strafe and neutral. 1, 2, 3. Get the frickin' bonfire. There we go. It's pretty good. Could have been a bit better with not recasting Soul Mass. Because again, it's good. I thought the skull we got first time was the only one it would track, because it tracked even earlier, but there's even more of them, so. Yeah. Which Dark Souls 1 boss has the most aura? Dude, Artorias, easily. He literally is like glowing, man. Like, or maybe fuming? I don't even know what the word would be. Yo, go back. Lever, please. Thank you. Channel points that can interact with the game as a challenge. For one of the streams we can do, that would be really cool. With like maybe not predictions alone, but some sort of condition for channel points that are pre-designated. That would be fun. It'd be even cooler if you could like kind of tether that into crowd control or something. And I still have this stuff for crowd control for this game particularly. We haven't used it yet. So I do want to do a crowd control run where you guys actually like literally can control aspects of things in the game itself. Not just conditions, but like you can make the game pretty bad. Spear can be switched off here for a second. Okay, so spear back here. Let's not make the same mistake with the plunge. It's pretty simple not to make. I actually haven't done it for a long time. Probably years, other than the last time. Even casually too. Like it's really not terrible. Estus out, actually. Yeah, there we go. So you got knocked anyways. Perfect. Time for a serious boss, yeah. Give me content ideas. Oh, like I really appreciate when you guys have good ideas as well. Like some of the things I do are things that you wanted to see that people have suggested. Even some of the things, dude, even doing like the first hitless run, it was a suggestion. Like people wanted me to do hitless on this game to be the first person to get it. That was how I even was like, okay, I'm going to do it on DS3. I might have not even decided to at that time if you guys weren't like really pushing for me to do it on this one. And then, like I said, I had a conversation with Ob and we were in agreement that like obviously it makes more sense that he does it, and I understood how much like he actually cared about it at the time, and for me I had other stuff that I wanted to do first. So like even just like a lot of the roots of like the things I enjoy the most are from a lot of the feedback for sure, or at least like it kind of went from that foundation, right? All right, so we are going to do RTSR here just because we can. There's no difference really. Even if we don't really get a lot out of it. In a situation where something maybe just partially hit, it still technically is great. Chat chooses career trajectory. It's like, okay, go and you're gonna have to become a circus juggler, and then you're gonna become a park ranger, and then from there, you're gonna become a pilot, then you're gonna become an astronaut. Then you're gonna go and become a gravedigger, and then after that, you gotta just make the best possible baloney of all time. Okay, we got the ring here, and bellowing. I'm definitely putting on. Yeah, that's that. I'm trying to think if bellowing makes sense because we actually get a really nice situation when it comes to how far we act, how close we get to Pinwheel if we have Darkwood. So if I don't get the roll recovery, we can kind of like make up for it slightly, I think. But yeah, it's the only thing. It doesn't matter. Like our damage is crazy. We have 50, so I'm gonna take the Darkwood Grain Red on this one. Even speedier. We'll get a little bit closer to him. I think the even the roll in technically, yeah, you get a little bit more distance. Nice. Ooh. See ya. And then we want slumbering here. There we go. What does spamming the Mimic Head do? So the Mimic Head ticks 1 HP per second, but it also has a thing where like the second you put it on, or the moment you put it on, it already starts to take health. So if you just keep putting it on, you get that repeat of the timer starting again, and you're cutting down in between the seconds that would be ticking for the HP. You're just repeating the initial tick that you get really quickly. So if you can spam very fast, you just get it at maybe like half the time or something like that. Oof, nice. That was actually a good layout there, but I was wondering if the guy that was at the back there was going to delay a little bit. He's kind of on point. He was on time. It's good. I think one of them fell above, but they shouldn't be able to get over there because they wouldn't be fast enough. Like that's the only difference on this part. Like they can fall down, but it's only because they actually start tracking you sooner because you don't have slumbering. So the moment of hesitation they have only allows them at the very best to get down to this platform. They'd still have to walk off. So that's the good news there. We want to just homeward and then we'll trade Skull Lantern. So yeah, PB on this one already. It's awesome. What do we all think of sushi? I love sushi. I don't eat it nearly as much as I used to unless someone else is suggesting it. And it typically seems to be the case where any group of people in general that I could hang out with that have a somewhat wider palette of taste, they all want to do sushi all the time. And so I end up falling into that situation where I eat it now just because people want to eat it. I don't even choose to get it myself. Because I've had it so much in my life and like, it's great. I will say though, like if I eat a lot of it, it does hurt my stomach a little bit. Like it is not the easiest on the stomach for me. So Dominator, you can see on the counter, if it has orange on it, that means there was a mistake. But at the point that we're at, we would just practice files and then do it again, because there's not really much value in anything that we would play from the run. I have everything available, other than Sif, I would say, to practice. Actually, Darkwood Grain here is good. What am I doing? Here we go. But yeah, we're aiming for the 0, so like any run right now has got to be a successful one. I would only probably continue if the mistake was pretty close to the end, and we still have a little bit to go. What's the name of the splits? Hit Counter Manager version 1.13.0.0. It's probably just like a lower upgraded or updated version of it. And then I had someone that customized the CSS script for it so I can actually visually display it a bit differently than other people's. It is like a slight variation. And that was mainly from when we were doing the marathon with the 5 games and the trilogy runs, so we could have my emotes built into it and other things. But yeah, like, I'm just using the boiled down version of that. Alright, cool. Put out for the ring. Is the setup the same as Live Split? It's actually more simple than Live Split in my opinion. Live Split, I think they have a thing where you can do a hit counter now, right? Or sorry, there's Hit Counter Manager, the newer version, should have a timer as well, like all in one. And someone was saying there is auto split for some of the games, but it's not 100%. Fight Me IRL Noob. That's one of the best names I've seen ever on the platform. Thank you so much for the brand new sub. Hope you enjoy your motes. And I'm not gonna actually do that. I think that would be rude. I think I'll leave you alone. It's like sub so I can fight you. Okay. Yeah. Let's just go through here as per usual. Oh, you're coming from the YouTube community? I really appreciate that. Thank you, dude. I know not everybody's going to, but anyone that does, if you're okay with the Twitch chat, you could always use the YouTube video player still, but if you're okay with the whole process of having an actual account, yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit of a better experience if you like to ask questions or you have anything you want to share in chat. I mean, the ultimate goal would be to merge both, but again, it's like it is pretty meta for people to just read the Twitch chat if they were already starting off on there. That was like their primary platform for live content. So I get it. Ooh, spicy. Yeah, dude, Fog Ring makes that part harder, dude. I should take off Fog Ring when I go through here, then put it back on again, because they fire way earlier, dude. Like, you guys have probably even seen, you can attest for it if you've seen enough of the stream where there's so many instances I run through there and they're not even able to start the shot until I'm already by them. And even that dude that I broke the branches on, like he's firing and then I think I break it and then he shoots the thing as he falls and I'm already beside him, so it doesn't even matter. That was actually a little bit scary. All right, yeah, keeping these on, obviously, spear. And I think we're just ready to go in there right away. Just have to have the spear on the drop, two-handed, so we can get through the block from far away. And I could soul mass early, but it might run out if he takes way too long. Jump in the arena so we get a little bit of depth in there. It's a little bit closer. Roll recovery. Yes. Nice. I need to stop doing sword dance. Please. Okay, never mind. He wants to keep doing the sword dance. Oof. Is he big stuck? Let's see. Oh, I don't think he's big stuck. He might be. Oh, wait. Do we have some progress here? Come on, Nito, please. Move. Eventually. I don't want to get too close to him because, like, if we're in range, like, I don't know. I don't think we could get close enough to where it's dangerous for sword dance with that method, where like we would actually pull the skeleton too. But you can. He gets unstuck sometimes. Him turning the other direction also could be valid. We could probably. I wonder if we could snipe with Soul Spear this far. I don't think so, but you can go to roughly just that middle part right there. It's got to be quick on the switchback. Here we go. Let's go a little bit further away. Perfect. It actually connects. Okay, cool. Because we did, I guess we did have the attempt where that happened. That one might have to go a little bit. Cool. Been watching a bunch of your content, huge fan of Souls, and became a fan of your work. Just want to say hi, that you really appreciate what you do. Your videos and streams are really fun to watch and entertaining. Thank you for persistent work. Much love. Davey, thank you. Thank you for checking it out and just enjoying the stuff. That's the best possible answer I could get in response to making the stuff. So I appreciate that. Thank you for coming over to the Twitch chat as well. First timer. Oh boy. Dude, I gotta stop saying the oh boy thing. Literally, curse. It's cursed, man. I picked it up from Faraz, man. He was the oh boy person, like predominantly. He would always say that. Oh, but he'd be like, oh boy, oh man, oh boy, and I'm just like, ah. Now it's a curse. How did I avoid the damage from the attack coming from the ground? If you have any weapon that counts as a polearm, so a halberd, spear, anything that's like, I don't know if a great axe counts. Probably not a great axe. I think it would have to still be a halberd or a spear particularly. If you do the blocking animation, it just doesn't track on the character properly. Like it just doesn't work. It's one of those methods that I don't like using for the runs that are really cool because, you know, it doesn't look good in my opinion. Like I don't like the way it looks. I like dodging that attack. But in one where we're already doing quit outs, we're already using magic, we have like super cheesy damage. Like I'm just going maximum on the cheese because I'm gonna be teaching this to cheese, the streamer. So like he might as well have every advantage. And I was like, why would we skimp on that if we're already at a range and we have to like shoot him, right? But yeah, I don't think there's many runs that you probably be able to find that I use it, and I usually just roll it. And people come in all the time asking like, why don't you do that? It's like, just don't like the way it's not stylish. It's just very weird. And then you have to explain the whole thing. But yeah, if you have a spear or a halberd, just literally hold the block at a distance and it won't track the character properly. It'll essentially miss even though the visual looks like it still connects and all that. And you can do it at least, I think it's 10 plus feet away. 15 feet would probably be safer to start at that distance. If you get too close, it won't work. It's just from far away. Thought you knew everything about DS1. That one I only learned, I think it was like 2 years ago. And I don't know how long it had been around for before that. But that's a little bit of a newer one for me. It's one of the newest things on this game, next to like just seeing Q on the world record speedrun for any percent do the wrong warp with the ladder, and then some of the clips that he gets through the buildings and stuff. Like that's probably the newest thing I've seen. But I probably can't do that. Have to practice it. Okay, strength-wise, we could go 16 and then start increasing dexterity now. We probably should have done Avarice after Nito. I keep forgetting, like every boss, we should do that to boost the souls. Okay, and Orlando. To Archives. Oh boy. This is one, oh, I said oh boy again. This is one where, the most important thing I need to know on this part myself is after I kill the only Chandler you have to kill in this area, I need to, like, in that exact same spot, switch to Slumbering Ring. It doesn't have to be both Fog Ring, just Slumbering. And then I want Dark Wood, and I need the Spear out. And we need to do it that way, and then we're fine. No issues. But if I switch it in that hallway, that's dangerous. I did that in a run that I got away with it on, but it was technically a mistake because you can get sniped. You're not running full speed there. But you're protected by the overhead staircase if you switch it earlier. So that's the one major thing I need to know for this area. Hardest part of this run, 4 Kings probably, and Sif was a little tricky. Sif, like, that was more of my skill level on it, and learning how to like get in the range to do the magic for it. But yeah, probably 4 Kings. 4 Kings on a consistent basis if you're going with the purple magic on it. If we Homeward Bone it, then obviously that's an option, but I don't really want to do that. Could probably Soul Spear this guy if I wanted to. If it actually worked, you could just lock on as well. What a miracle. Imagine. So you're not doing DLC? How would you do it in this run if you could? DLC? Just Dark Bead. And then Pursuers, I'm not sure if they're better than Crystal Homing Soul Mass. I don't know if they have a timer that's different or anything, but it would be Pursuers and Dark Bead that I'd probably grab. There's something we can do on this part that's really interesting too. So we can make this guy do his pathing to me well visible, but then we could switch the ring back where it normally would be a mistake on melee, because you want him to actually go like in a circle around here or get close, and then we can make him turn back and kill him from here by switching the other ring back again. So I'm gonna aim for that because basically me screwing it up makes him do that anyways. So even if I would screw up the original method, I have a chance to kill him, and they'll do pretty decent with a Soul Spear, I'd imagine, which we're going to replenish right after this next part. We're not going to use anymore, so I should go for that. Just going to check his path right here, and then he does have to start sprinting. Here we go, see? Hit the lock on, but we got the arrow guy too, so we're going to try that one more time. Just got to get him to get a little further, then do the turn back. And if we notice he doesn't do the turn back, then obviously we're making a break for it like we normally would. It's the usual. Okay. Dude, spooky with it, with the sound effect. Sound effect was terrifying. Is DLC included in this? No, this is any percent. I will do this run with DLC as well. Definitely. And for the DLC one, I'll probably just make that one sorcery only. Like, we won't use the spear or anything. Gonna play the full Archthrones game when in the mod releases. Phoebe, I'll probably play full Archthrones more than one time. I can imagine that'll be played many times. Like, at least twice. Archthrones was amazing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. Like, Soul Mass and killing this guy's not going to really be a big deal. The lizard, though, is in the way. So I think soul spearing it makes sense. It's going to fade anyways, even if we, like, don't get it, but... try to at least get that for the Titanite chunk. Or does it even have a chunk? It might only have Twinkling. Obviously, okay. Come on. Yeah, it has Twinkling and Green. All right. Quick disclaimer. On Hitless Run traditional rules, the scripted death on Seath is okay because you get taken to a place which would be considered a sequence break if you avoided it. That is part of the mandatory game, and they did not make another obvious way for you to avoid this path other than doing a skip that was in bounds found by speedrunners. You just try to not get cursed on this part. There we go. Perfect. So also, just to preface to it, if you haven't played this game, or maybe like you played the other Souls games, but you haven't played this one, so he's actually unkillable there. He's invincible. There's no way to win. You're supposed to lose to be able to go here. So there really isn't anything you can do if you're doing it that way. If you do Duke skip, you avoid that interaction completely. So then on damageless, when I do that, I use the Duke skip. For most runs I prefer to. I couldn't find a way to get Logan to pop up the way we needed him to with the spells in the easier location without the Duke skip, other than going and running back here reverse. So for the sake of teaching this run, doing it with the traditional rules, that's what we're doing. It pains me, and basically your job is to say I cheated anyways, and like put that copy paste where it's like you didn't only cheat yourself, but you cheated, or you didn't only cheat the game, you cheated yourself, and the value has been completely lost and all this stuff, you know. Yeah, that's like an in-game thing. So I could prove to you he's invincible if you wanted to in the future. Like, you can shoot him, his health just goes back up infinitely. Because the thing you would need to destroy that makes him not invincible is in the other arena, and he's not there yet, so. There's an intended interaction, you get this cutscene. You can't actually warp from this area either, they want you to escape from it. That's the original Deathless and Hitless rule set. And people that submit runs still use that as far as I know. I think it's harder to do this. I personally think this is harder. I would prefer doing Duke skip now that I'm really decent at it. Duke skip used to be harder for me. Now that I've gotten good at it, it is actually way easier, and that would be my preference. It's way more fun too. Like, it's very, very cool. You can set his HP to 0, but it would just instantly heal. Have you done that before? Okay, and then here we got a homeward bone to move the enemies coming up the stairs. You played this game, Womp Rat? I'm just saying that just for anyone that might have not played this one but played the other ones. Dude, oh, he got impaled on the fence. Oh, that's scary. There's a movie I saw that had a scene like that. I don't know if anyone else gets like again, it's not even like an intrusive thought, but it's almost just like the perception of like when you're walking by a fence like this and just thinking of, what if I tried to jump over that and I poked myself like that? He just poked himself. Call of Duty classic. Yeah, it's like tack cancel YY 360 no scope cross the map, and the dude falls onto a fence and he has 1 HP left. It's a partial shot. You get an assist, but like literally he finishes off with the fence. Environmental assist. %100% of the time, intrusive thoughts. All right, let's move this serpent a little bit further. I don't want to run out of arrows here either. Let's see. Let's try shoot. Oh, there we go. That worked. Nice. Dude, he tried to climb back up. Why are the man serpents so funny on this particular part right now out of all the times? Like, we saw something funny on this one before, but he actually tried to escape. And then he was like, okay, maybe I'll go back, and then he just went back up again. Awesome. We'll do slumbering here just to be a little bit safer. And then I guess we're gonna get our soul spear back, so it doesn't matter if we do it like this. The walking cobra. Heal in the corner, okay. Melee attack on the wall, interesting. Okay, cool. Where are you doing? What are you doing? A little bit of distance here. They can't jump, but need something. There we go. Ooh. Okay. Thinking about pushing the person in front of me off a cliff. Intrusively, of course. I had a friend do the saved your life over a drop that people actually have fallen off before. And like, that was actually when I still had a fear of heights. And literally, like, dude, the amount of, when you talk about like the heart drop or like your stomach dropping or whatever, there's no roller coaster in the world that could simulate the feeling of that one. Because like, he could have screwed it up. And I'm not friends with him anymore, not because of that, just other things. Like, we just, you know, they got busy, didn't keep in touch. But like, he was a little bit of a dickhead in that way. Like, very nice guy, but he would do like little pranks on people. And honestly, dude, like that was so scary. he like grabbed both my shoulders, pushed me, and then pulled me back. But he was also smaller than me too. So I was like, what if you like didn't grab me the way you did? Or what if you slipped like when you went to go do it? Like, it could have been really bad. So yeah, that was an interesting feeling there. Don't do that to your friends. Missing a step times 1,000. Yeah, it's like, saved your, oh my God, never mind. Oh, wait. Let's get the soul mass ready on this again. Rings, we do want, I don't think we need bellowing. Slumbering would be good just for the guys up there. Okay, let's go. We got red tier stone here. Yeah, we need that. Almost fell off the top of a tree as a kid when your foot slipped. You can remember the feeling. That yeah, that's brutal. It's a bad one. Also, like, seeing somebody else get into a situation that's kind of a close call too. I had a friend that he actually slipped on a wall trying to climb over it, and there's a metal bar sticking out that, like, it ripped his jeans. Like, his jeans were pretty, like, you know, obviously jeans, they're hard to rip without like enough force, right? It ripped his jeans and like scratched his leg so bad that like we were like, are we gonna have to actually like call an ambulance or whatever? And he could barely walk after, and it could have literally like went into his leg completely. So the angle was like, from how I saw it, I was like, oh my god. And then there's like the classic, the seesaw situation that Faraz mentions. If you watched his stream, he probably, in one of his runs, he probably talked about it, where jumping on the seesaw and then like dude falls off, I jump again, and then it hits him. Cracks his ribs, dude. Like I've never felt so bad in my life. You know, like it's like, again, like for like making a mistake and then someone suffering from that, like that's, oh, it's bad. All right. Red tear stone. And then, yeah, we don't need slumbering yet for these guys. Gotta put it on after that. Or wait a second. Do we even, oh yes, I tested slumbering in this area, and the other Chandler doesn't even actually, it doesn't matter if you use it or not. It doesn't do anything. Oof. But I know the moves. Thank you. That was bellowing and that. Okay, wait, so yeah, they're just tanky then. So you would want, interesting. Wait, our level is the same though. Oh, he blocked it. That's why. We just gotta, okay, if he blocks it, we gotta be careful. Because the other one blocks before, that's over here. He did that previously. And it was a bit different because he has like a script to stay in the corner to ambush you, so he's not gonna move the way that one did. You'll notice he just won't run if I'm over here anyways. Yeah, this one, he'll just chill. Now he's gonna move. No block. Yeah, 502, dude. Their shield is so good at reducing magic damage. That's spooky. That's straight up silly, dude. Okay. Spear on here, and then we do slumbering to, or sorry, bellowing to slumbering after this part. Can keep RTSR. That doesn't matter for the upper part. Then soul mass. We have to walk past the pillar to get the lock. Recast that one. That one's scuffed. And we just stay there and switch. Safe here. Slumbering. Where is it? Keep RTSR. Get spear ready. Wait for the timing. Let's listen to it. There we go. Bit of stamina, peel over here for a second. Peel over here, roll. Nice. Again here, and then roll out of this. Iframe on the lever. Yes, there we go. Okay, so we're waiting for de-aggro, then we're gonna make him walk. So actually, anyone that wants to do archives, you literally could do it with melee like this too, if you did the regular route without Duke Skip. It's a pretty good way to do it. I found, like, this is just something I thought of, where I was like, hey, would he not only be able to turn if I face the wall, or hit the wall over there, but would he be able to walk for a little bit? And he can, which is great. But you have to get the de-aggro, obviously, and then take off the sound ring. And then even here, you can't even connect. So that's perfect. Put back on slumbering here. Or bellowing, sorry. I think this is like one of the only runs. Maybe on the trilogy one or the marathon ones I'd kill that guy, but like killing that guy's rare for me. So it still feels weird going and doing that. You can also walk right off that ledge if you go too close. So I had that happen. I think it was on practice. You guys might have seen it. Would you rather have 7 or 7.2? Of what? Worst segment on this run? 4 Kings would be the hardest one, including the draining the seal, in my opinion. Although we did make it a bit better. It's just, it's a little bit more time consuming, a little bit more tense. Like, I think that if you typically had to pick, a lot of people would say Anor Londo sucks, but I grinded Anor Londo to a point where you'll notice, like, I don't think anyone else even does it the same way, unless they were doing something crazy. So, definitely feeling good on that one, but like statistically, that would be the most likely thing because you have to do a lot of things that are more technical, which I prefer, but I could imagine a lot of people might be like, well, that sucks. Like, I want to make it easier. In terms of just straight up areas, like, I mean, even this one, it's not that technical, it's pretty simple. But, you know, you could consider regular archives, the first part you go through, very scary because you have off-screen jumping attacks that are instantaneous. You cannot hear a sound before they happen. You have to know the tiles specifically of like where to run. There's a particular line that's very tight compared to any other place in the entire game. And that one for me was one of the hardest on any percent for a long time for areas. So yeah, in short, they all kind of count to some degree. Just or all those things I said are pretty relevant. Just depends on the way you handle it, how long you've actually practiced it, and I guess how consistent the method is that you have too, or like with the rules of the run, how consistent that is. Your stream is marked as intended for audiences. Which audiences? Oh shit, dude, I got a stored rule right there. That was scary. Ooh, okay, calm down. Oh my god. It's the first stored role since we've been playing Remastered for this challenge in general. I haven't been doing the block cancel a lot though, so I mean, maybe I should be doing that more. Okay. For this, yeah, we could just play this part the same, doesn't matter. Just want to make the golem approach here. Just flash the fog ring. And I'm not going to go for the Twinkling Titanite in the cave. We're not getting the Blacksmith Hammer, so it's fine. I think no-hit Hydra is super impressive. Yeah, that's cool. The Hydra thing, literally, I didn't go over it that many times. I just practiced it with lower damage and decided the same day to add it, and we haven't screwed it up yet. We've even had like some sketchy situations where I would say there were close calls, like where it wouldn't be a mistake, but it was so close to being a mistake that I'd rank it as just as bad for me. But we haven't actually screwed it up, which is cool. Like, it's one of the only times that's happened where it's like a new method, and even the new Londo thing, new method, screwed it up. Most new methods I'll screw up at least once. All right. So now, just going a little bit farther away from this one. The clams. And I'm gonna walk like right here. Here's pretty good. Let's get red tearstone first as well. Sorry, so you're saying, Ben Drake, which audiences do you intend? Want to make sure none of us are violating your wishes? Streams marked for intended audiences. You mean like mature audiences? Does it say that on Twitch? It shouldn't have that as a disclaimer built in right now. They told me to take that off when I put it on myself way back. They said it would just hurt me in the end because they're like, your stream wouldn't be categorized as mature audiences from what they dictated at the time. That was for main page. They were saying like you would pretty much miss the point of the value there if you kept that on. If it's the YouTube one, I don't know. I have no idea like why that would pop up. You know, wait, let's do one more shot here, over there. Both of them. And slumbering. Sneaky, 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 sneaky. And then, yes, Catalyst, here we go. Don't have aggro. Switch rings in the fight. Dude, rings. Thank you. And that's pretty good range to break right there. Rotation. Good rotation, nice. Keep going. Then we're testing to see, okay, he did an early attack. Nice. 2 shots get out of there. Can I face away and then he just does his attack? Let's see. It's a little bit of a lengthy Seath fight. One of the things I realized, I'm like, if we're gonna be in there that long, because I missed that Soul Spear, gotta switch back to Darkwood Grain, because then we can actually reverse him and then get out of there if we need to. Get back in really quick from a long distance. We have a bad shot or something. Ideally, I'd like to actually have that damage that we had in the beginning and then have the roll as well. Hey, Logan. Let's go back and visit you. You should know. No, so I wouldn't continue if I did. Like, we would just practice. Do you even cuss? Can't think of me cussing. I swear quite a bit, but I swear when I mean it. Or if, like, when I'm like astonished or shocked about something, or you know, maybe if something's like so funny that like it's just like I gotta exclaim how funny it is. But I don't choose to swear. Like, it doesn't just happen randomly. I don't swear unintentionally. I definitely do 100%. I have many times for a lot of the stream. That's why I was saying if someone has a kid and they're watching it, I wouldn't say this stream's for kids at all. Definitely not. But people do. People like let their kids watch it, which is, I mean, as long as you're okay with that. I wouldn't, if I had a kid, I wouldn't let them watch the stream until like they were a certain age. But no shade though. No shade. You're allowed to do what you do. Come on, Logan. What you mean?
I fail to see your desire.
Go.
Heavens.
We got our good catalyst now. And then because we already met the requirements for the spear, boosting dex might actually increase our casting speed. I think it actually can. I just don't know what the breakpoints are at all. So like pumping dex, it doesn't hurt. It's going to boost the spear a little bit. And like we don't really have to do much with the rest of the souls at this point. So what can we do with the poppable ones? I guess we have these. Livy? Wait, how did I say it? Livy? Is that how you say that? Levy? Thank you for the good luck. I appreciate it. Welcome. How is your day going so far? Why do they call him Big Hat Logan? I couldn't possibly draw a conclusion to that. There's nothing I could imagine as to why they call him Big Hat Logan. It's almost as if they're saying his headwear is large. And I didn't even see a dude. I just saw like the floor, so it wasn't even there. It was like a ghost. Okay. Just dexterity, that's it. And we're going to Bit of chaos. Well, let me check the humanities. Let me see if I have enough too. So 24 plus the 1, and then 1 Firekeeper Soul extra. I'll grab the Firekeeper Soul. Guess I'll do it. I don't like grabbing that one, but we'll do it. Livy, okay, there we go. Day's been good. Hope yours has been good too. I mean, it's we got a PB on this right off the bat. No resets. I did practice quite a bit, but it's been good, so I can't complain. We're alive and kicking. Is there a reason for no crown? Oh, did I not have the crown in that entire fight, or was it just Logan? It must have been for the whole fight. That's probably why we got scuffed a little bit on that. Because I put Avarice on before and then I didn't switch it right after, so yeah, Seath could have been better. Oh, we don't even have Homeward Bones left. Oh. Do I Dark Sign? I guess I'll Dark Sign and then we'll kill Griggs and Petrus. Or or maybe even just Petrus to make up for the one that we have on us, so I'll have to use that. Same timer as the Homeward Bones, same menu and stuff like that. Started to work on Cuphead no hit practice rated. How is that? How's the first experience of doing that? I've always wondered, like, because Cuphead, when it came out, I was like, I'm not doing hitless on this game. There's just so much stuff going on, but I've been more curious as of lately. And I know around the time that there was a damageless run, so Fight Soul Fight was going for the damageless run. He used to be here a lot, and then he did a lot of crazy things after that, but I remember watching his run to use the keyboard, and the level of like intensity of it just immediately was not convincing me. I'm like, I don't know if this would be a worthwhile time investment for, you know, the fact that I just like Cuphead casually anyways. That's more the idea there. So yeah, let me know how that process is. That sounds just menacing, man. We didn't put on the crystal magic yet. We might not even need it with this catalyst, but yeah, you know what? No, we don't. We actually don't. Soul Mass would be enough. This guy's not got that much HP at all.
No.
And that makes up for the humanity gap there. We'll pop all of them now just to guarantee that. Ton of experience in the game with no setup run. You only took 6 hits. Starting to get a good setup. Dude, 6 hits on the whole thing. Wow. So the you're trying to get top 10 leaderboard for the fights you were saying before, right? So I guess that paid off. PSP, it went way different than I thought it was gonna go. It was the complete opposite. It was the I think it was the biggest one we've ever done in terms of just like we hit a lot of the goals I didn't think we were going to, that I genuinely was gonna still do a lot of those things anyways, right? So yeah, I was very much so encouraged by my editor. They were saying like, yeah, you should probably, you know, actually make some goals that are decent. Like, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna hit those goals though. I don't really think that is gonna make any sense, but did. And then on top of that too, the run of just the trilogy itself, that way that it happened, all those combinations were just easily the best out of any of the ones I've done. So I'm gonna go and do that in the future again. I don't know if it'll be in like a year from now or more, but it'll definitely be a while. And we're gonna do some of the other games that I haven't gotten to combine before. Because I did Elden Ring by itself, and then we've done the trilogy before. I would love to do one of all 5 games, or just Bloodborne, Demon Souls, and Elden. If by that time I'm really good at Sekiro, we could try to combine that in, but the list for that would be separate. Twitch is flagging Dark Souls itself as possible mature rated game. Not so much the stream. Oh, I see, I see. That must be a little bit newer. I haven't actually seen that pop up before. Can you maybe play Call of Duty instead? Six pack? This is Call of Duty. What are you talking about? I only play Call of Duty. All right, so we got the MSR right here. ACOG's kind of shitty, but you know what? Oh, I see 2 in the back. There's 1. All right, got him down. Oh, dude. Second place? Ugh. What is the latest Call of Duty game now? Like what is it called? Like the one that's not the BR one, not the Warzone. I'm actually curious about that because trying to keep track of how many there even is. I don't think I know the full number now. There was a point where even when I didn't play them, I knew. But Black Ops 6? There's 6 Black Ops games? What? Dude, I remember 4, and then that was like, I didn't even play 4. I remember, no, even 3 I didn't play, but I remember seeing 3 in the store. There's 6 of them. Okay, wait. So, okay, if there's that many since the second one then, or the third one that was like right after I stopped playing Black Ops, then what are the other games? Are they still alternating between 2 different developers, or is it just like one studio making another alternate game? Because I couldn't imagine they would release Black Ops every single year. So, like, what's the alternative between that? There's 16 Final Fantasy games. 16 rated games, Sam? Was that a riddle? There's definitely more than that many Final Fantasies altogether. There's like 20 plus if you count like the ones that aren't even remakes, but just they have their own title. The online ones, there's like the one that's like a tactical one. Yeah, I feel there's like probably 20 or something like that or more, right? All right. Got the bet. Yeah, we got the fire bombs. We're all good here. We didn't attune Crystal Homing Soul Mass. Ooh. Oh wait, we also didn't offer anything. Okay, wait. Let's go back. Man, the poison from Blighttown is lengthy, to say the least. You only played a lot of COD till Black Ops 2. You have no clue how many there are. I remember there was WW2 I played because I got it for free, and that was late. So that was the last one I remember. That was the basic one playing it. And then, but I think again it came out at a time where I still wasn't sure what was before or after it. And then I remember after. So AW is the actual one that I was taking seriously for a bit, and then stopped. I made the video for it, just to like say goodbye to that kind of stuff for the, the most part. And then there was after that one, I actually don't even know what they're called. Oh, well, sorry, no, there's another Warfare one that was like, it wasn't advanced, but it was like some other type of word. I haven't even seen gameplay from that, but I remember like there was 2 ones, and you guys told me they're both different, but they sound almost the same in that. And like the way they titled thing. And then again, Black Ops 4. And then I don't know anything surrounding those outside of that. other than what you guys were mentioning. So, like, what's the total count since the first one now? Modern? Oh, did they reuse the word Modern Warfare twice? Modern. Oh, yeah, okay, the remakes. Yeah, there's remakes. All right, we're gonna actually really focus here. I'm gonna offer the humanity. I gotta take a really quick bathroom break. We're gonna offer him, and then yeah, I'll be right back, guys. Oh wait, actually, so in case I tab in, or I don't even have to tab out. Technically, we're safe. I'm gonna face away though, just in case, or we'll just go to the bonfire. Be back in 2 seconds. They rebooted Modern Warfare. 24 Call of Duties in total. Wow. Is that one of the biggest series in general? For like sequels and all that? Oh. Okay, now we gotta get comfortable again. I think that's good. All right. Dry hands as well. Driest hands possible. Tune, just so we don't forget Crystal Magic later. Oh, sorry, regular spear, right? There we go. Okay, all right. Pokemon and Final Fantasy, right? Okay. Yeah, Pokemon I can imagine is a lot if you count the offshoots of it, like not the main series. And then like think of, yeah, there's like Snap, the Mystery Dungeon. There's isn't there one where like Pokken? Does Pokken count? Like the fighting one as well? think for the Titanite Demon, we're gonna... Should we RTSR? Yeah, probably should. Why not? Because he actually is a little bit tanky, and I do want to kill him nicely. Al Neil, what's up, man? Came here from the YouTube stream. I appreciate that. Thank you. Also, Rated, thank you so much for the good luck. I'll take it. I'll take all the luck I can get on this one. We did pretty good. The only things that were really weird were no Dust Crown on Seath, and the Hydra, there was one particular engagement where it was close. But other than that, it's been really nice. Oh, also, I guess, sorry, Archives, first Crystal guy shouldn't have not killed him on that block situation. He should have got Soul Mass at the same time. I just didn't trust having that already ready, and then, like, it not working, something else happening. I don't know. I don't even know what I was thinking on that one. That was not the greatest decision there. But he did shield the one attack. I actually got the roll on it, but on his attack. But you don't even want to try to manage those guys up close. We still want to save a Soul Mass for our friend that's after the Titanite Demon. $2012, dude. Ended the world damage on the Titanite Demon. That is one of the largest numbers I've seen on that enemy. Vendrick, thank you, dude. I appreciate it. I haven't gotten tired of it yet, so I'm gonna keep going with it. We'll see how crazy it gets. I've trimmed it a few times, but other than that, yeah, we're gonna keep going. Oh wait, we want Red Tear Stone still. Don't go over there yet. I think it's still relevant. Keep forgetting we don't, like, Beta Chaos doesn't matter if we have RTSR active. Sorry guys. Stop delaying, dude. Throwing for content on this one, for real. Is the title referring to You're a Wizard, Harry? Yes, it is. And then we made a character that is a hairy wizard. Slightly. As hairy as he could be for the game. Oh yeah, they have Stadium as well. They're gonna bring back Stadium for competitive Pokemon. Took them long enough. And that's on the Switch. Or the new Switch. Apocalyptic damage, yeah. 2012. Like, a lot of the time in most runs, like, we don't kill him in anything. We just let him do the lightning attack at the end of the bridge, walk around him. Some people do the invisible ring, and then they hit him, make him turn, and then that's scary in my opinion, but they go with that one. So yeah, it's funny killing him and actually getting that damage. Yeah, we're gonna recast this. Oh, it's probably gonna go to the other guy though anyways, right? Yeah, all right. It's gonna go to one of them. Again, Dust Crown, keep it on after Avarice every single time. Gotta keep it on. Stalling for views. I literally am not even trying to stall, dude. This is much slower than I'd ideally like to play it, but I don't want to. I want to get the run, dude. I really want to get the run, so you gotta be taking the opportunity here. Also, this one was actually played in a way that I like a lot compared to some of the other ones. I really enjoyed that one-shot Ornstein too. That was a cool experience, silly as it is. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we don't want Darkwood Grain on this because it'll delay the rolls, so we can just keep those rings. Practice the lineups. It's sad that I have to do this now, but because we failed it one time, recent time, it's necessary. Feels kind of old school. All Alrighty. Basically what we're looking for is an attack that she does, where the animation we're seeing before that is her rising without crossed arms, the Flame Witch at the top. So it could take a long time. We had pretty bad luck on it last time. But it could also be very quick too. It could be the first thing. So me landing on the root right there was a little scary for a second. All right, better chaos. Oh boy. I said oh boy again. Yeah, so the reason that's done, for anyone that's curious, you cannot do Beta Chaos guaranteed unless you do that. So you need to make sure that attack happens so it can't happen again within a certain time to give yourself the time to come through here. If you just guess on it, it could be the first thing and then you're dead. It can happen at any single point running through the tunnel. There was no implementation of this for a while in some people's runs way back, so we would just kind of flip. It wasn't a coin flip, but it was like, let's say 10% chance, 5% chance you get screwed. And so the extra effort there is definitely worth it because you have a guarantee if you do it that way. Just really weird because you have to look at the Flame Witch and she could just waste your time for a while. Or it could happen really quickly. It could happen 2 rotations, 30, I've seen 50 times she's done the attack. All right. 4 Kinks, so we're gonna level again, just dexterity on this one. Okay, wait, before I do that, let me check the lightning spear. Let's do the reinforcement for it first. We have 3 chunks, so we can get the +2. If I add 1 more, you get +3, it's amazing. It's not the plan, but even better. I want to check the AR on this one-handed. 332 is pretty good. And we're not getting an increase from that or from strength, so it doesn't even matter if we level dex, mainly just for cast speed, I guess. All right, does anybody know, actually, while we're doing this, does anybody actually know the breakpoints of how dex makes casting quicker? How much do you need particularly? Where's the first investment point or the first level of dex that actually changes the cast speed? Out of curiosity. So for this part, we go down. We're going to do Slumbering. Slumbering with Dark Wood. Switch to Fog after that. Have full health. Yeah, there we go. Spam through Fog Gate. Do the regular setup. Didn't use sorcery to kill her in valid run. So I will actually be doing this kind of run all bosses with literally just sorcery, but the difference is very marginal. As you notice, I probably have not hit many things with a spear in the entire run. Necromancer in the Catacombs, Cage Key Serpent, which neither of those need to be done that way. Crystal Dude in Archives. And that might be it. Oh, and then like just in case I have to parry the Silver Knight, you know. It's 35. Okay, so it's quite a bit then. Don't forget the ring, yes. You believe in blueberry wine? Never heard of that before. I'm not a wine person though, so I mean I don't drink alcohol at all really, but when I did drink wine, the occasions I had, it didn't really matter. I was never someone that enjoyed alcohol for the flavor, so yeah, that's a really interesting question. Blueberry wine. Isn't there like so many different kinds in general? What's the spear for? For quite a few different things. Just killing some basic enemies throughout the run that would be a little bit quicker to actually engage with. I mean, again, it is actually harder in my opinion if you think of like the inputs you have to do in the planning and the run up and whatever for some of them, but I prefer it just because we don't have to do sorcery only. This was to be able to get the run with sorcery, break the damage aspect of it, and then teach my buddy because he wanted to do it too. And he was like, I'm down for either route, it doesn't matter. Whether it's melee or magic or both, whatever you want to do. Okay, so for here, Dark Sign maybe would be used in the case that something rare happens. And try not to use it, and then yeah, Soul Mass right away, and then spears. Simple. Yeah. Anything else to consider? No, I think we're good. We got the ring. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Roll recover, casts. All right, 3 Kings was a little bit scuffed. We had like a kind of a mix of both situations. So purple in between with a really good lead time, really good RNG overlapping that, other than the very final attack, which was when it faded. So that's really nice. We win. Let's do it. Oh boy. Okay, so for Gwen, again, I'm going to extensively walk myself through this one because I know I can obviously do it. It's just a matter of a couple things. Just got to make sure that the buffers for switching the offhand and then confirming the Soul Spear is good. Switch the rings back first. Dust Crown's on already. We're going to put that back on after Red Tear Stone's activated. We get Darkwood for the lead up with Slumbering to delay some of the knights. Leather Shield to parry the one dude. And then... Wait, actually, do we want Darkwood on the outside? Let's see. We want Darkwood on the outside. Oh, actually, ooh, we want to switch both at that point. So do we just do like the regular then with... I don't want to have to switch both rings. I think we're going to do Bellowing with Darkwood. Just finagle the knights as we usually do. And then, let me think. Because we're not going to have time at the fog gate. I'm basically going to do something like this. We're going to go through the process of it. I'm going to pretend that like he's running and we're doing it just to get the switch properly. How do you avoid shaking and jittering in the runs? I don't get jittery, but my heartbeat does go up a little bit. Like on right before we got in the 4 King store, my heartbeat was probably the highest it's been in the whole run. It was pounding. And then I can get it to go down pretty quickly. I'm decent at trying to, you know, regulate the heartbeat a bit. But it's not constant. It's like in blips, like here and there. So I try to not have that in a fight if I can, unless we're at that point where we're gonna win. This one's pretty quick, so that's the nice thing. And then this area is, I don't know, we've ran this area a lot of times, right? So, okay, first thing we go in, imagine this is the fog gate, so we have the leather shield out automatically, we already have that. And then you don't wanna roll after you get through the fog gate, because on the frame, if you literally let the character sit there, you can get stabbed by the Black Knight, so he can hit you through the fog. So we roll the buffer, without flipping, obviously. And then we cast Soul Mass, go to Soul Spear immediately, go to regular Spear, and then we go slightly diagonal. Boom, he walks up, parry, riposts. And then let's say he goes down, and then as he's going down, I'm just rotating around him, and then I cast the Soul Spear to finish. And if that doesn't finish, the Soul Spear staggers, I roll back twice, take maybe 2 steps, then go back into beta medium attack, or a large one. No 3 rolls, just 2. And that's the plan there. Also, souls that we can spend too. Let's see, does that spear get increased at all anymore? No, we'll just put him into magic for fun. Why not? 53 to end the run. Zoodle, thank you for the good luck, man. I appreciate it. How have you been doing? Oh, wait, we want this to go away. That doesn't even matter. Zoodle, how was the PB for the randomizer hit list, man? I saw you're at 3, 2 hours 30 something into the run. You're in mountaintops almost. Oh, also, dude, the is that like a Minecraft horse you have on the textures or something? Dude, I was like freaking out about that. That was really funny. Okay. Bellowing is... Oh, Bellowing's actually easier to switch from Darkwood. I just realized that. And we want Dust Crown back on again. Need that. Spears on offhand. Just doing the first 2 castings. Okay. Shield switch. Is it relevant? Could do that as I'm running. That's not a big deal. Okay. Let's go for it.
Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
So 4 ring slots up on Darkwood for bellowing. That's all we gotta do now. Man, Leather Shield's still fine. We can chill with that. Oof. Okay, good, good, good. That was really scary. Casting, switch Shoal Spear. That's the run, dude. Yes. Oh man, that was a little stressful towards the end, dude. My heart's beating on that one. I've never done sorcery hitless on any of the games in general, and like again, this is much easier for the damage, but it proved to be very confusing for me to learn compared to melee, because most of my experience on all the games is melee. So, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, the play-by-play doesn't help too. It definitely psychs me. It psychs me up and out at the same time. I like to kind of just go into the situation immediately usually. And I was thinking, okay, like at least I can't forget the information if we just talk it over and over again, because the information's way more important in this. Oh my god, man. I'm actually, oh my. Oh boy. Thank God, dude. GG no Eri, no, I can't even speak. GG no Ari. Wow, you made Gwen look like the Lord of Kinder. Lord of Kinder surprise, dude. Now that I've used filthy wizard magic in Dark Souls, what type of magic should I try next? Pyromancy versus miracles in the comments below. Also, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.